Well, that's why I wanted to laugh at.
Oh, before we start, dang, look at that! Look at the chat right out of the gate. Anthony with a $4.99
Nice.
super chat. Ooh, he's excited.
What?
We're excited
Infinite.
too. That's fantastic. Thank you. $906. Exactly. We're sandwiched in between beers. If you realize that, we're like nice, warm, and cozy over here.
Right.
That's not cool.
Can't hear me. Can't hear. Of course, there's always got to be someone you can't hear, and it's
The
me.
host with the most.
Jeez, I give up. Peter, you're host from now on. Good God.
Mike is just
So-
quiet well today.
Oh my God.
my goodness.
So it is Thursday night once again.
Yeah, we
It's
censored Mike. It's sometimes necessary.
Nobody wants to hear
God,
your
it's
opening.
sometimes. No one wants to hear my shit. So we got some great guests tonight. We're going to have a fun time. I have no idea what the hell we're going to talk about, except I want to introduce once again, coming back for his second time on the NLG show, and for great reason tonight. He is Daredevil Dave Doll.
That'd be me.
Are we supposed to? So, are you the heel or are you the face?
I'm whatever you want me to be, really.
All right. So, I mean, so welcome, Dave, and good to have you. We'll talk about
Thanks,
why we're going to
good to be back.
congratulate you in a minute. And then I had to put them on opposite sides of the room because, it was getting a little rough on Twitter. But over on the right, or my left, possibly your right, also returning for another trip into NLG land, he is our brother Dreadpool. What's up, man? It's good to have you
You're
back.
going down. You're going down, man. No, not much, man. I'm excited to be here.
Yeah.
I don't know who he
I've
is.
gone back and forth a little bit, so having some fun. So
And it's gonna be a fun night. So I'm looking forward to some great game talk tonight. The chat room is already lit.
Davis Shades of Grey? What?
I don't know what that means.
I'm scared.
I like your background, Dave.
Yeah.
It's literally a tree that's actually on my wall.
Yeah, no, it's not virtual. It's pretty cool.
That is pretty
I
cool.
wanted a virtual one, but my laptop told me no. So now I got my favorite wrestling pay-per-view playing instead.
Oh, which is
Invasion 2001.
Invasion? What?
Height of the WCW, ECW buyout angle
Oh,
debate.
right. When Vince ruined WCW. I got you.
Well, the original plan was for them to have their own TV on another network, but
Right.
nobody wanted to put it back on.
Which made no sense to me. I mean, I still remember to this day, and I think we talked about it the last time we were here. I remember that surreal moment of Shane O'Mac walking out in Panama City on the Nitro, and a whole bunch of us who were watching it just went berserk. We're like, "What the hell is he doing there?" So by the end of that segment, like we were jumping out of our seats because we thought they're not gonna do anything with WCW. They're gonna keep it. We're gonna see some great stuff, and then Vince just went Vince, and
Well, the issue was
It all
it's
for the rest of us.
part of the deal that was said was that Turner was supposed to keep them on TV, so they were going to run WCW separately still, but still own them. So it would have been their own competition within, kind of like how they wound up doing with the draft a couple of years later.
right. Still some of my favorite time. So, and of course, I got my intrepid crew with me. Chris, what's up, man? How you doing?
Yo, what's going on?
You're
Good, all good. Long week, but not as good. Just looking forward to get back to some gaming this weekend and talk some gaming with you guys. So I'm glad to have Daredevil Dave Doll on, and of course Dreadpool with the man with the beard that I look up to. So,
I think that's the beard everybody looks up to.
Yeah.
Or looks down.
Or
my
looks
bearded
down
brother.
to, right.
I missed Dreadpool last time he was on. So
Yeah. Well, today's the day.
yeah, hell yeah.
Exactly.
So,
Hey, he hit me up. He hit me up last week and said, "Hey, I'm on vacation next week." He is one of the only guys who has taken us up on the anytime you want to come on offer.
Hell yeah.
So,
We were good thing
You
we
know.
were on one of his tour stops, so
yes.
Yeah,
I
you
was
know.
able to stop in NLG town.
Well, the funny thing is, like I said earlier, it wasn't a planned tour. It was just I hit up Invader and said, "Hey, I'm off on this day. Because last time he hit me up to be on TXR, it was just myself, Shockley, and Invader. Oh, and Centurion too. So it's just the four of us. And I was because at first I was like, all right, I get to be on there with the whole crew. And it wasn't that it was disappointing, but it was like we're missing half the guys. It didn't feel like I was there with the crew. Like the first time I was here with the crew. And being able to interact with everybody. So I do feel bad that we're missing Frankie and John, and it's not always the same. It's hearing certain people with their personalities makes what the culmination of a lot of these shows. You know what I mean? And missing one, it feels like there's something missing.
Yeah.
We get so used to that as listeners.
Yeah.
I just missed the segment that I named.
Oh, that's true. You did. So,
Yeah.
Well, Frankie is talking to me about doing some streaming because he's really still big indie streamer. So he wants to help me head up kind of restart our stream team. So looking forward to keeping for Frankie to stick around and do some stuff for us. So, but it's times change, things change, and however, always blessed to have Chris, and of course, I put him on the other side now to signify the pillars. My brother Peter, he's been over 4 years now here on the show, and God, ups and downs, ins and outs, and don't know what I'd do without him, honestly. So
Can't get rid of him.
no, can't get rid of you. That's true too. So, but it's good, and it allows us to have you guys on and be able to expand, what we talk about and and things like that. So, with that, Peter, how you doing?
Good. I'm having some issues with my chat.
Me too.
Disconnects me every so often. So if I miss anybody, my apologies. But try to keep up. But
I was wondering if that was just me. It keeps saying chat disconnected. Please wait.
yeah, same thing.
I haven't had that issue yet, and I just probably jinxed myself.
Probably.
I only see it on the my phone.
Okay, cool. Well, yeah, good. So at least you're on there because we got some new folks in the chat room too that haven't really met you yet, Dave. So, so let me grab. So while I'm grabbing this, so Dread, how you doing and what you been up to? I mean, other than the big tour, what you been?
Other than forgetting to say something earlier, because I normally try to tell everybody weeks ago that hey, I'm going to be on vacation. Maybe I'll do a tour, but other than that, I've been doing my own thing finally. Everybody's been asking,
Yes.
and I started a couple months ago. This is the secret project that I've been hinting at for a while because I had to research the gear, get the gear, and go from there. And I'm still expanding on the gear. So I just got the basics right now, and I got an actual recorder with 2 microphones that crisscross. So when I put it between myself and my guest, and it's called Breaking Bread with Dread. We sit out and we go out and into a restaurant, and I try to find like a local place, someplace halfway between myself and the guest, so that way neither one of us have to drive far, because who wants to drive? You know what I mean? And we sit there literally.
Maybe people are happy to get out of the house.
But you're happy, but you don't want to be stuck in the car.
Yeah,
You're already
true.
stuck in the house. You don't want to be stuck in the car.
Yeah, you're right.
So for traveling purposes, I try to make it easy for everybody. But at the same time, I set the microphone at the table, and it's all organic. I've learned that I need to have a topics guide, so that way we have something to talk about. Because so, what do you want to talk about? It doesn't work too well, but it's really cool. You get to meet the personality. That we're talking about. Nightwolf was the last guy that I talked to, and I just recorded with him this past Sunday. So I got home, managed to do some editing on the video, and then upload it, and then all of a sudden here I am on TXR that night. So trying to do all that, and then get back and finish the rest of it because I made it a 2-parter, and I guess people want it all as one episode versus breaking it up if it's over almost 2 hours. So do what the people want, right?
Give them what they want.
Right. So, but
when you're on that long road trip.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
But and it's cool because it's in stereo. One person's in one ear, the other one's in the other ear, but it overlaps a little bit, so it's not like specifically one in one and one in the other. And you have wait staff coming by, asking us, interrupting us, and you get to see, or actually hear, not see, but you get to hear them interact with.
Are you in your podcast already? Mm-hmm. It's okay. No, I didn't. No sound from... What?
Good show. I don't know. See what's going on.
Yeah.
Mine says no sound from Dread and no sound
Mike's
from
audio...
Pete.
My audio got... All right, I muted me, but for some weird reason, it swapped... The audio on OBS swapped from Chris to guest 1. So, sorry about that. All right,
I was told Chris left.
Oh, that's not right.
No, like on the Skype thing, it says Chris left.
What?
I have 3 boxes.
Oh, that's why. It's not that he's
yeah.
gone. It's that he left. I don't know why it says Chris. Wait a minute.
Yeah, Chris is no longer in the thing.
Hold
Who else
on.
is here? Call layout? Yeah.
Dread.
I just got
frozen.
kicked.
Okay.
Did you?
Aha. That's why. All right. Good. Hit that super chat before I try to figure out what happened to Chris.
Oh, sorry, my chat's not working. So, okay.
All
Thanks,
right.
Evan, for all the super chats. Another audio issue. I'm going to go watch a crap game of video. Oh, man.
That's
He's
not
shitting on
fair.
us.
Did you see my response? Bite me.
Yeah. Nice. Okay.
Oh, Virtual Basement's in the house. Check that out. Welcome.
Bring in the game companies.
Yes,
Can
you
we-
are.
What I do.
All right. Well, I'm
Can
trying
we
to
now
get
say
Chris
we've
back.
made it?
Yes.
It's
So,
possible.
which-
I mean, if you guys haven't played Mean Greens yet, you're really missing out, by the way. And I'm disappointing it in all of you.
Okay, I will put that on the list. And we want to talk.
Look it
I
up.
definitely want to talk to
Cool.
the Virtual Basement guys too
Go lay down.
about their upcoming wrestling game and why
Okay. Guess
you're
I'm-
not in it yet. So, all right.
Well,
While
I
I'm
guess I have the
waiting to
most
get
downvotes out of any wrestler on their Discord.
Ah.
The king of downvotes right here, guys.
The king of downvotes. You are the heel.
Yes. Yes. And I don't like when you're in gimmick all the time.
All right, so Dredd, you were I think before Chris dropped off, you were talking about you're on TXR and then had to get back for. Of course, you
Okay.
you know.
I did the recording, got on TXR, and had it, that recording published. I had to come back and finish up the rest of the recording because I was doing 2 parts. And it's basically where we sit down with another personality, which Nightwolf was the last guy that I sat down with. And it doesn't sound as funny now because I'm repeating myself to myself, you know what I mean? So, but hopefully the chat will understand. And it was really cool because when we sat down, we're sitting there talking, and the microphones, like I said, are crossed like this. So you hear one person in one ear and we hear the other person in the other, but they kind of blend. And the waitress came by and asked us if we wanted a refill. We put our glasses on either side of the microphone. We weren't even thinking about it, but it was like behind it though, and it still picked it up. And you hear pouring on one side, and then she starts refilling the other side too. You hear the water and the ice chunking down. So it was pretty cool, and that's what I wanted. I wanted something that makes you feel like you're immersed sitting down with us. So even if you decide to grab a bite and sit down and listen to the podcast, it feels like you're sitting here listening between 2 people talking, versus, everybody here on the live shows are interacting. They're able to watch us and see our mannerisms and interact with us. Well, when you're doing a podcast like that, it's a recording, they can't really interact. So I had to figure out a way in my head how to entice people to feel like they're part of the show, right? So that was my way of doing it. And it's obviously what they tell you in Podcasting 101, I flip it on its head and throw it out the window. So
There
you
you
actually have live people crying, babies crying, people moving chairs. For instance, the last episode, somebody forgot their cell phone. So you hear a waitress, sir, you forgot your cell phone. You forgot your cell phone. You literally hear all this stuff and they clanging. But I also make sure that we don't sit there and talk with our mouths open and chomp away. That's nothing worse than hearing a mouth chomper. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You don't want to hear that. So, I also, I haven't really had to say anything to any of the guests to say, hey, can you close your mouth when you're eating? Everybody's been perfect when it comes to that. So I haven't had to say anything. But I also got foodies that decided, hey, it sounds interesting. I want to know what you're actually eating other than just telling me what it is. You got a sandwich called a Royal Flush. Okay, so, and also now you find out that the Royal Flush at this restaurant is toasted ciabatta bread with, butter on it. It has beef brisket, roasted chicken, pulled pork, bacon bits, ranch, and barbecue sauce. And it was like a full pound or something. I ate it all, and I walked out thinking I was going to waddle out of there. I was like, man, I could go back for some more. It was good.
Yeah, I'm
You know,
hungry now.
So explaining all this stuff, exactly. See, explaining all this stuff and having the people interact. And I was talking with Pixel Witcher, another guy that pops in here and there with all our community. I was on his show to help him out, and we were talking about it. He said I was sitting there eating, and it felt like I was eating with you guys. You know, it felt like I was there, even though, you know, yeah, he was eating cereal, but we were eating, you know, whatever we were eating at that time during that show that he was listening to. But it was cool because we're referencing that, and at the same time, it's a local business. So I was thinking in myself back when I used to live in Key West, you know, Hemingway. Everybody goes down to Key West and they go to Hemingway's bar and they're like, oh, looking around, where did Hemingway sit? What was his bar stool? And no. That's not where he drank at. That's not where he was and hanging out. He was hanging out down the road over by Captain Tony's. That's what it was. But, you know, that's the whole thing is people go down there and reminisce. Well, Pixel Witcher said he was in Daytona and he drove down to Miami because Scarface is one of his favorite movies. So he wanted to have that connection with the movie. You know, and that's what and he's like, I had that connection with you too when you were doing it. I was thinking the same thing. You know, so that's what I want is, you know, if you are in the area and you do go to the local place, that you could sit there and be like, oh, this is cool. You know, this is what they were talking about. And maybe they'll like it, you know. At least it's not Starbucks. You know what I mean? All those other chains. They get enough money as a so let's let them go to the local business. And let's let them
Where's that? Hang on, where's that sound coming from?
I mean,
Dave, is that your Is that your pay-per-view?
It's possible.
Man, he's trying to cut you. He's trying to cut you off during your promo and everything.
I'm going to get that loaf of bread and just smack it.
Yeah.
That's how wrestling starts.
So you guys just
You good?
yes, man,
Much better.
cutting off this man's promo. Now you're becoming the heel, the NLG heel.
My spotlight, not his. All right, it's over this way.
Yeah, you
the Bearded
point,
Brothers
you
tag
point in the
teaming.
right direction. So you
Everything's
guys,
backwards.
so the topics could be just about anything. Then, so this is not. It's not. Cause I got to catch up. I'm not gonna lie. I'm so used to just watching you on Gaming Beyond the Box and all the video game podcasts, and I have not seen one of these yet, and I need to. So that's my mission this weekend to catch up.
It's on Spotify. It's on iTunes or Apple Podcast now. It's not everybody says iTunes, but it's Apple.
Oh, Apple got him.
I know. It's like a
Yay, he's gone.
strike.
Been knocked out.
My spotlight
Y'all can hear
now
me.
is brighter.
Y'all can hear me, right?
Yes.
Okay.
He is.
I know I don't know what the hell. My computer was fine all week. Everything was updated. I streamed last Saturday, and then it crashes on me again tonight.
It's a case of the Thursdays.
Yes, this is.
Yeah.
It cannot
might
be.
have something to do with it.
It cannot. It can't be an NLG show without some stupidity going on.
Try to out heal me. Come on. Here are the downvotes over here.
All right. Well, while we're waiting on Dreadpool to come back, and we'll get back to him, Dave.
Yes.
So some congratulations.
I have virtual basement.
Dave must have sent one of his trolls. All right. So, Dave, we need congratulations are in order for you, my brother. It has been a long time coming. And
Look, it's me in the video
there
game.
you are. I got it. You do kind of have the little Bam Bam Bigelow look there. Just a little. With the way the shoulders come out and just a little.
Got that look like, what am I doing here?
Yeah. So he's waiting on somebody to come and ask for his autograph. So,
Yeah, but even Virgil has, merch on his table.
that's true. Well, that's going to be when when Mike enhances it for the Series X and the PS5. You'll get merch.
It'll take another year.
So congratulations, man, on making it into Retromania Wrestling. I'm seriously, man. We were so happy for you when you were able, when we were finally able to announce it.
Yeah, I mean it's cool. It's a small little part, but if you notice, they spelled wrestling wrong. I guess they.
Resting. He's back.
All right, I'm back.
No, it's a cool little thing for somebody like me to be in a video game, even in a small role. But with more sales and everything they get, the more likely more people will be DLC. And all the people that were in that Indie Mania tournament I was in have already pretty much signed off on doing that because we signed, for them to use our likenesses for things. But so eventually it might be, sorry, Dread. Eventually I might be a playable character on there, but there's always virtual basement,
That's right. Guys.
I'm aiming for the down votes to get me in versus the up votes. So
come on.
Right now I'm sitting at the king of them, so.
I mean, come on. They've seen that German suplex of yours, right?
I don't know.
Have you shown it to them?
Do you have a clip of it?
I could get a clip of it.
If you want to get a clip of it, I'm sure they've seen some, but not all.
Man.
I was gonna say, didn't we show that last time or see that last time? I wasn't on the show at that time. I thought we saw it.
He showed my drop toe hold, boot in the corner, German low super kick combo.
No, but there was one. There was a. Was it Trevor Gage? Or was it Corey Dillinger? One of them. There was one of them where you did a German suplex, and I was very impressed. Like it was.
You showed the one from Illinois that I did in front of Arn Anderson, actually. Name drop on purpose. But the Trevor Gage and the Corey Dillinger ones, I think you just watched on your own.
I showed one of them.
It was the one from Illinois because I gave you the video to use.
You might have.
So that one was in front of Arn Anderson, and me and the guy I wrestled were actually driving him around that day. So after we were done, we got back in the car with him and took him back to the hotel. And that was the main thing he complimented was that whole sequence.
Gotcha.
So, cool part about that.
All right, because I should be able to. Oh, look, there it is.
This match was actually on 2 bum knees. The night before, I was in a blindfold match against a greenhorn like Mike. And we're in a blindfold match. I German suplexed him in the wrong corner on purpose to go up and moonsault and completely miss. But he adjusted himself. So when I came off and I hit him with my arms because he didn't roll fast enough, shot my knees into the mat. So you'll notice I'm moving very gingerly here because my knees are killing me. Then I had to leave this show, go to another show, and then do another show the next night.
Wow.
4-show weekend, yeah.
Now, remind me what promotion this was?
I'd rather not.
Okay. All right. Because this is on your
sponsored shorts. The shorts are sponsored by My House Sports Gear.
Nice.
As I'm telling him to announce again.
Yeah, we'll get to the action here. This was okay. I think I know why. I think you told us about that last time. Never mind. We don't have to.
It's not a bad company. It's just not a company I want to recognize right now.
No, I got you. So this is for the benefit of Virtual Basement because we got to get you active in a game. I need to be able to control the Daredevil Dave Doll. I need to be able to get booed. Well, I get booed anyway. I can just go out on Twitter and just have an opinion and I'll get booed. So.
Well, if you don't have your opinion matched theirs, then you have a problem.
Yes, but then
you can't free think. You know what I mean? You can't have your own thoughts.
No.
Not allowed.
No, not at all. So, all right. So while we're watching this,
match proposes? I can't read.
there was a few match proposals for him. So, Dread, before you dropped off again, I was asking you, you guys with Breaking Bread, the topics are not necessarily gaming related, right? They're just
about everything, anything in life. I mean, originally it was designed to be gamer focused because that's what we all are, gamers. But then I decided to broaden the spectrum, because at first it was about gaming, life, and just anything in general, So now with doing these interviews with Italian clowns, I'm opening it up to be a little bit more about anything in general and keep it about life. If there's a topic in gaming, we'll talk about that. If there's a topic in life that's popping up, I'm trying not to I'm not doing anything political, so I don't like any of that stuff. My beliefs are my beliefs, your beliefs are your beliefs. Let's leave it at that, but let's have fun talking about something, while we're eating. Let's, and that's the whole thing is we can go on any topic. I mean, with Cotton McCast, I had him on there. We started talking about Star Wars.
Nice. Very nice.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So we went off on Star Wars for a bit. There's probably a good 20 minutes, 30 minutes of Star Wars. And it was cool because he lived in the area and he's also been there. Nightwolf hasn't been here and he wants to go to Galaxy's Edge, so we went on that Star Wars topic again. So it just depends on where we're at with what the conversation's going, and we just kind of free flow. I have topics when it comes to news topics and gaming, depending on who the personality is. And notice I'm saying personalities now because, a couple guys never podcasted before. The last guy and the first guy had never been on a podcast before, and here I am sitting in front of a microphone, and they wanted to do it. The first guy is on Clowns is Four Guys with Quarters, that's Midway Monster. So
Deadpool, not Deadpool Virtual Basement. They want me to beat you up, Dread.
Please suplex Dave. Please suplex of Daredevil slam Dreadpool.
Mike, by the way, you're not going to see the German in this one.
I'm not?
He blew the spot in this video.
Oh, Trevor.
That's probably why I remember a German being topic. It's because he blew it.
I
wasn't saying like that, but okay. But no, I mean, like I said, we talk about anything, and we could always talk about the next episode when I get with the next person on how bad I'm going to beat Daredevil's ass.
Okay, hey, there you go. See, that's a podcast. That's a podcast I want to see right there.
I hear someone that's untrained and doesn't know what they're doing say they're going to beat me up.
Yes, because I'm actually gonna I'm gonna screw up and screw you over and then actually hurt you because I don't know what I'm doing.
He's gonna pull out the chair
like a pretzel.
You want to hear something funny though, which I laughed my ass off. I was at one of the home shows, and I'm watching these guys. Some of them are cut. And one of my buddies is like, he's telling me the stories about these guys. Like this guy here, he's like a comic book nerd. You look at him, you're like, there's no way. I've talked to a couple others that have actually made it back into WWE and then back out, and and they were just working like your average Joe, working at a supermarket stocking shelves. In the meantime, they're busting ass like you've been doing. Working the system and trying, not working the system, but working the shows, the road, and trying to get where you're at because of the love of it. And then I get people, because I'm just standing there, and I get people coming in. They're like, "How come you weren't in there yet?" I wanted to see you. And I'm like, "Who the hell do you think I am?" I'm just here to see a show. I'm like, I've never been on, near the ring, except for like front row. You know what I mean? Two Sweeting Prince Devon. That's it.
That's literally Vince's fault because you see any big guy with a beard or jacked up or anybody that looks like his mentality, and everybody automatically assumes you're a wrestler. Like Chris would be assumed he's a wrestler. He's a couch potato. But
Damn right. I'll couch potato your ass. Don't worry.
That's right. That's his. That's his special move. That's his finisher. The couch potato.
the Spud's a million.
Oh,
All right.
But no, like that's just what they do. People
Yeah.
look at me and they're like, "Wait, you wrestle?" I'm like, "I've been wrestling since I was 8 years old. Like I've been on the mat since 8. It's what I do. It's what I know how to do. It's what I enjoy." So
that's awesome, though. I mean, that's if you enjoy it, if you love it, then that is what you should do. I mean, and you obviously have fun. So
I remember going back in the day. Okay, this is back in the day, watching the Four Horsemen. You know what I mean? It was so, I had no idea what time was. All I knew is as soon as I flipped the channel and I saw it, I stopped. And that's where I was glued to. And it was like, I wanted to be a wrestler. I wanted to be a wrestler. But at that time, we didn't know where you could go for schools. There was none of that stuff. Now there's a lot more stuff going on where you can go and get training. You can go, so it's cool to see a lot of these guys that actually have a chance, where some of us that wanted to do that when we were kids didn't know where to go or have a chance. So yeah, I root for the small guys a lot of times. I root for them to grow and move on up and prove their worth. They fought for it. They're doing everything every day. Not everybody gets there either. That's the worst part, is there's just so many people that think they're coordinated and they're not.
yeah.
But you know what I mean?
One of the best things, though, like that I've taken away from being in business is meeting some of the guys like you watch as a kid. Like I did a seminar with Kevin Nash way back when. Awesome dude, jacked as hell. But don't mention being super shredder. He'll kill you. So, but like guys like that, and then like you meet Hall of Famers like J.J. Dillon, and you go to his house and you have lunch with him and everything, and then you're in his house and you're just looking at all the memorabilia from back in the day, stuff signed by Dusty and Flair and Steamboat and all his stuff and his figures, and then other baseball jerseys. He has a friggin' what the hell's his name? Gable singlet from the Olympics in his house, just signed, framed up. Like,
oh man.
Stuff like that is just cool to see, and knowing these guys is even better. Like Road Warrior Animal, who just recently passed away, I spent 2 weekends with him last year. One of the best people I ever met. Threw a punch at me when I was managing a team and he was, and he completely missed. But because I sold it for him, like he nailed me, no one knew the difference until he came up and said it. Like I wouldn't even know until he came up and said it. So that things like that is just moments that you'll remember. And like I drove him to a signing the next day, and he gave me some of those micro brawlers that Pro Wrestling Tees sells, and he gave me 2 sets, one for my stepson to open and play with, and one signed for my stepson later. So that was
Nice.
he didn't charge me a penny. He just gave them to me. He's like, "Here, man, these are for you." Like, it was awesome.
Yeah. There's a lot of stuff that a lot of these guys do behind the scenes that nobody knows. They never get credit for it when they don't want it. Stuff like that. You know what I mean? It's cool to see that.
People don't realize, like, when I'm doing this, like, I have fun doing this. It's an escape from all real life BS, whatever. But like, when I'm there, my job is to get you to forget you have anything in your life going on and just be in the moment of the show. You're there to either boo me, cheer me, whatever you want to do, you get to do. So if I get you to boo me because I'm usually the heel, like, I'm doing my job properly, and you're forgetting what's going on with your life after spending your money to come see this, and you're just having a good time. And that makes me feel good about everything. I mean, hell, the guy in this video, Big Papa Chill, has been around forever. He's an older gentleman, maybe geriatric, I'm not sure. But I put him over in this match. Why would I do that? Why would a young guy like me, who has somewhat of a following and is working on things like getting in Retromania and stuff like that, put over somebody that it was known kind of out past his prime, Why would I do that? Because it doesn't matter. My job is to make you boo and cheer. It's not for me to win or lose. Like, that's just part of the show.
Mhm.
It doesn't matter. Like, I'm just there to have fun and make you guys have fun.
Well, that's the whole thing. It's not always about winning. It's the escapism that you guys provide us.
Exactly.
Yeah, you look at like in this video, you look at the kids and they're all paying attention. And it looks like they're having fun, and that's what it's all about. Because I remember when I was a kid, I loved wrestling. Me and my brother just watch it, every day, every Saturday, and then local town we had the Von Erichs from town, and the Von Erich brothers. So we thought that was even more fun to know that there was local people on the big stage, So yeah, that's what it's all about. I know my brother. I'm not really so much into wrestling anymore, but my brother and my nephew, his son, they both are. They get into it, so I enjoy listening to them talk about it.
Oh yeah, I enjoy it. And UK actually has a really big wrestling scene there, Indie Gamer. I mean, WWE has its own branch over there for NXT, so might want to reevaluate that.
We need to get you out to MCW.
I actually know Brian, who does like the travel arrangements for him, because he was. So I did Icons last year in November, and we were animals at the table next to me, which was fun because we got to mess around all day. Then you had Hacksaw Jim Duggan, Billy Gunn, and Drake Maverick's wife was there, who used to wrestle for MCW, Renee Michelle. Brian was there, so I got to talk to him a little bit too. So like, that was cool. So I have a little bit of a connect there, but nobody's running right now. I mean, very few are running right now.
I know, right? Obviously,
Yeah.
for obvious reasons. But when things get back to some semblance of normal, if you get out this way, that'd be I'd love to. I would come see. I'd come see you. Everybody else would be booing you. I'll cheer for you.
I'll be there.
Be one of them.
I'll be there, and I'll make sure I bring a Cuban bread with me, a whole loaf, and then we'll sit down and we'll have some breaking bread with Dread.
Hey, that would be awesome.
Last time I was in Maryland, I was actually backstage helping Ring of Honor at their last taping, or not last taping, the last pay-per-view show, Free Enterprises, before COVID. So that was fun. I think that was the only time I was in Maryland.
No, if you get back, then we'll be glad to. Definitely want to hang out with you. That's for sure. So, Doll versus Blaze versus Smuckley versus Morgan. Is this you? You got a 4-way match?
Oh God.
Uh-oh.
The only good thing is the finish of this match.
Oh, it's a 4-way.
Yeah, it's a 4-way elimination. It comes down to me and Blaze. And the only good thing is like the finish.
Oh,
That's
that guy standing outside the ring looks like me. When that's about how fat I am these days.
So there's one part that's kind of cool, but I forget where it is. So Blaze has all of us on the outside, and he runs down the line and kicks everybody. But when he gets to me, I catch his foot and I throw it, and he takes a flip bump on the apron. It's actually pretty cool.
Cool.
But if you go to the end and go to the finish, he gives me a package, go to sleep, and it was just beautiful. Yes, I lost again. I lose a lot.
So, well, while we're watching this lovely stuff going on, and while I'm trying to convince Virtual Basements you need to be in their game, and what's up, everybody? I'm sorry I've been not paying attention to the chat room, but
Monkey
Punch and Dale Brown and
During your shout-outs here.
Yeah.
If you all buy the Mean Greens, they'll have more money to put more people in the game, so you might want to do that.
Okay, the Mean Greens.
Mean Greens. You're basically a toy soldier from Toy Story in the real world doing like mini games from Call of Duty. Like, it's awesome. It's just hilarious. And the worlds are crazy. One's a bathtub, one's like a freezer, one's the kitchen counter. Like, it's so much fun. You could probably play the trailer and they won't hurt you for it if you want to look up the Mean Greens trailer.
I don't know, man. Last time we played a trailer from somebody who didn't like it, we got you can't watch the podcast in 17 countries.
What?
So yeah, we showed the WWE Battlegrounds trailer, and WWE of all people flagged it, and you can't watch the entire podcast. I appealed it, never heard back on the appeal. So
That's WWE for you.
yeah,
Called denied.
yeah, this sucks.
Well, I don't think Virtual Basement will do that to you.
Probably
Especially
not.
since they should be guests on your show soon.
Yes, and when
hopefully.
we're gonna talk afterwards. So let's
Hopefully.
bring this into gaming, gentlemen. A little bit.
I'm in Retromania.
Yes, you are. You're in Retromania.
Coming out. Question mark.
The last time you were here, we found out you were a big PlayStation guy. So
Yes.
are you excited for the PS5?
I am.
Did you
But I don't have a
pre-order it?
pre-order for it.
Ah.
So I'm one of those indie wrestling guys that have a real job too, because I have a family to support. I was at work when they went live. I missed them by a half hour.
Yeah.
My break was a half hour after they went live. By the time they actually got me through the queue, they were sold out. And then I missed the second wave the same reason. But I was smart enough to still pre-order Valhalla and Miles and an extra controller. Because the extra controller will, sell out already. I think it did. But this one's not bad. I like this one.
All right, we'll play that.
I do a backflip in this one, and I'm a good guy.
Oh, there you go.
But no, so I have those pre-ordered. I guess I'm going to be camping out on the 11th at the GameStop near me, hoping they actually get extras because people are saying they're only getting what they pre-ordered and that's it.
You should probably start on the 8th.
Yeah.
I can't take that many days off of work. I'm lucky if I get the 12th off.
All right, and Dredd, we haven't talked to you in a while. What are you on the next gen front here? What are you getting, and what are you excited for?
Oh, well, as I've told everybody, the first week that I get my console, I'm going to do nothing but sit there and load games. And as soon as the game loads and I see how fast it loads and what it looks like, I'm going to move on to the next one. So that being said, I'm still on the opposite corner from Dave because I'm going Xbox.
Xbox sucks.
Get in the ring right now.
Xbox.
you have angered
I
Peter.
will wear a PlayStation singlet, and you can wear an Xbox one, and we'll see who wins.
You
Okay.
have angered.
PlayStation wins hands down every time.
HTK, he's in the ring.
We've actually had our console out there for people to touch and look at and play with.
That's great.
So
great.
Bye.
Ooh,
yeah.
Retromania
Oh.
set up demos all over the place. The game's still not out yet. Come on. What is that?
Well, you know
Yeah,
what?
what-
You're not going to be my first character I pick anymore.
I'm not a character in it, so
He's only a background character.
Yeah, I know.
Can we throw a chair at your character in the game?
no, you can't get. No.
I'm still, to be honest, I'm still rooting for you to
make
be
me
in
look
there.
like Virgil.
There you go. Dale Brown's getting to Miko. That's my man
Yeah.
right there.
Oh yeah, I'm getting that too.
Are you?
Nico,
Yeah.
they put wrestling on it.
I've got
I
it.
told Tommy Tallarico to talk to Mike about Retromania. I told him
And-
to. I got them
and
together.
He's
Dave
interested.
Doll All-Star Wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
Boom. Done.
Mike is
We got to
a
get Mike to
matchmaker.
launch it on the other consoles too.
Well, yeah.
So
Well, but
Well-
I seem to be the unofficial third party PR guy for Tommy. So
well, I saw something about it might drop on the Switch. You know.
It's already on the. So it's approved to be on all the systems.
Uh-huh.
But Xbox and PlayStation's guidelines don't let them put the pre-order up until Ooh, that was one of my favorite submission holds. Till a month before release because it's a digital game. If it was a physical game, they could pre-order early, obviously pre-order at the store, but since it's digital, they can't put it up until a month before.
Gotcha.
Plus, they have to see the game play and approve it again. So it's approved to be, and it's approved to get approved. It's weird, but that's
pre-approval. It's like this credit card thing you get in the mail.
But Switch,
my people will talk to your people. No, but I'm still rooting for you to be in the game. Like an actual character to play.
Absolutely.
Purchases and support for the game will get more and more characters for DLC.
I don't have to purchase it.
No, I know. Yeah.
But it does have to come out first.
Yeah.
I mean, I haven't seen lately. It was supposed to come out in August, and I figured once mid-September came around and Mike wasn't really talking about it, I wasn't sure. Can you shed any light on a possible release date?
If I had to guess, I'd say before the end of the year, hopefully. But he's not announcing. If you watch the developer blogs he puts out every week, he's not announcing it.
I know.
He doesn't want to miss the data again. So he probably has a date in his head or on paper, but he doesn't want to miss the date again because that's more upsetting than just. Did I disappear? Am I still here?
No, you're here.
I still see you.
Okay, a poor connection symbol came up. Yeah, he doesn't want to miss the date again because that's way more upsetting than just not announcing a date at all. You don't. That's like me saying I'm going to be at this appearance and I just don't show up. Sid Vicious does that all the time. But no, I agree with him. I wouldn't do that. I know some people got really upset when he announced that I was going to be in the game as the background character, as the game's Virgil.
Right.
But that's not what delayed it. Like I could honestly say that's been in the works for months now. Like I knew about this forever. So much that I actually went and bought the Virgil figure that comes with the convention sign that he, hangs up just to commemorate it. Like right after I was told. So
Nice.
you gotta give them a break a little bit. I mean, they are a small development team, indie game scene. So like, it's a passion project for him, and he's trying to get it done.
No, I know that. I wasn't saying that to try to throw shade at him. I'm just saying, I know that when he was on with us, he talked about shooting for August. So once we got to mid-September, I knew that he wasn't announcing another date until probably he thought he was closer to being ready. We want the game. We're excited for the game. We want the game. Especially with what happened with Battlegrounds, because I don't know anybody honestly who likes that game.
Yeah,
I haven't even tried it. I don't like it.
I do. I highly enjoy it.
Do you?
Oh, I do. But I was also a big fan of All Stars when that came out. So like,
Yeah, I never liked All Stars.
to me, All Stars, it's basically a new All Stars, and it's just over the top. It's just fun. I just enjoy like the over the topness of it and the crazy like electrified cage and all that kind of stuff. But like, I could see people's gripes with all the microtransactions and stuff. Just play the game. You can buy everything still. You don't have to put real money into it. Just play the game. Log some hours like you would do any other game. Like, have some patience. So, but yeah, I enjoy Battlegrounds. But I mean,
Okay.
just me.
All right. Hey,
No, that's
Pete.
fine.
I'm sure Dreadpool doesn't, because he always has to say the opposite of me.
I do.
See, and that's why one is on the left and one is on the right.
Right. That's why I put you guys separated.
No, but
That's why I
it's
like
brother
Frank
Pete.
better. He bought one of my shirts, so
Well, the thing is, it's not every game's for everybody, and I'm happy that you actually have a game that you like. So, I might not like it, but I'll give you shit because we're playing. You know, we're not really going at it, you know, like it seems to be sometimes. We're just playing around.
Oh, I know that. We know
That
that.
hurt.
Nice.
Yeah, what happened there?
What
I
happened there?
flipped and missed.
He's not good enough for me to mess around with.
No, I was talking about on the screen. He looks like he. Oh!
Oh,
Oh! And now he's going to miss too, right? Because.
There is some
Oh!
there's some funky
That was pretty good.
promos I did with a pool noodle that I don't think you can play because CZW owns them.
Nice.
Oh, I won this match. That's right.
Nice. Whoa, that was a
Nice.
nice DDT, man.
That's
Glad
the
you finally.
Huh?
Glad you finally got a move on the guy that doesn't even weigh 100 pounds there.
Damn.
Okay, so this was at CCW's Dojo Wars, which is like their student shows, which is where I did the blindfold match too. The skinny guy actually becomes my partner because I wasn't there one week, and he came out with a pool noodle, and he ran like he was going to dive through the ropes with this pool noodle in his hands, and he threw the ropes instead, and it hit the kid, and he sold it.
Oh, here's part 2 of that match that ended early.
Yep. I think this is the kick spot coming up I was talking about.
Okay.
But anyway, so he throws the pool noodle, so then he becomes Liam Jacob Noodle, and we become the Dare Noodles as a tag team.
The Daredevil.
And then
No.
literally,
No.
I did a promo where he wasn't there, and I had the pool noodle, and I made it talk. I was like Perry Saturn with the mop with this pool noodle. It's some of the funniest stuff I'd done, and it was so much fun. And then eventually I got to turn heel and beat somebody with it instead. Oh, God, the ref jumps on us here. I forgot about this.
Why?
Because he wanted a spot in the match, and we gave it to him.
That is.
And he's wearing shorts.
At least it's getting applause from the kids.
Please fast forward to the finish, because this
All
is
right.
this is the part that I was talking about with the cool move. Where this is the kick spot, actually.
Well, wait. Then what?
Watch this, and then fast forward it. Boom! Kicks in.
Okay. I'm going all the way to. Oh.
Here comes the second part of the kicks. Around the pole.
Okay. That's halfway decent.
Yeah, there we go.
All right. There's you. There's you waiting on him. Playing possum. Here it comes. No.
Flip.
Oh.
nice.
That was nice. That's a nice spot.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay, now go to the
All right, now I'll
finish.
go to the end.
The rest of this crap is boring.
Okay, let me go to the end. Oh, not that.
Missed the elbow. No, I think I'm at the right place.
Yeah, but you landed feet first.
Oh, I hate this ring. This ring is so hard and stiff, and it has like bolts and weird things and stuff in it that I don't ever like.
Gotcha.
There it is.
That's a pretty good move.
Yeah. It was fun to take, actually. It looks like it would have really hurt you, but it didn't at all. Grapple rattle.
Nice.
Super Cooper.
So, all right. So, let's actually. Not that I don't love watching these, but there's some other stuff that wanted to talk about with you guys and get everybody's kind of opinion on it. Now, Dave, I know you're being an Xbox or being a PlayStation guy, but do you on PC or on mobile? There's Game Pass and xCloud where you can play some of those games that you're missing. And I wanted to bring this up because I had always said that one of the issues I had with xCloud as it is right now is it's not out for the PC. And I really am not. I don't want to keep hooking a controller up to my phone. I'm not. It's just, that doesn't work for me. But
I can hook a controller up to my tablet here and connect to my PlayStation and play in the room I'm in when my PlayStation's in another room. So as long as I have an older generation PS4 controller.
You have an Android, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So hook up the xCloud on your Android and then broadcast it to your TV. And there you go.
I need to do that if I have a PS4 already connected to my TV.
Yeah, but you can't play some of these hot games.
Dude, so They bought that game company, right? That makes like
that
Fallout
game
games.
company. Hold on. They bought that game company. You
Listen
know
to me.
those guys.
Wait, you don't heal me, I heal you. Now shut up. They bought that game company, and everybody's all, "Oh my god, they bought this game company. They're gonna be the best! Yay!" Woo-hoo." No, I don't play a single one of those fucking games, and I don't care about.
Dang. Are you saying you don't fight the Nazis? And
No,
You don't play Wolf.
Last
Hold on.
Call of
Oh no. You don't
last
play
Call
Wolf.
of Duty game I played, because I don't do first-person shooters, was like PS3. I don't care about Fastidia or whatever the heck it's called, or Fallout, or any of that. Like, good riddance.
You don't play Doom.
I got Spider-Man. That's all I need.
You don't play Doom.
Nope. I don't care if the Rock.
Skyrim.
Nope.
Prey, Dishonored,
Quake.
Nope. Nope. And nope.
Doom.
Steep.
Nope. Steve would be fun though, actually, but no.
Well, Steep was Ubisoft.
Ubisoft, yeah.
Yeah. I know.
I
I
have,
was throwing a curveball.
Maybe set some.
Yeah.
I'm trying to.
I have Tony Hawk. I'm good.
Tony Hawk.
Come
I mean,
on, dude.
like
Let's
the one that the one where you could skate through the wall.
They just remastered the 1 and 2.
Yes, I know they did. Actually, that was pretty
The
good.
only
Pass
thing-
through the wall.
The only thing that disappoints me though, and if you show me the collector's edition, Jed, I'm gonna kick you in the balls. Can't see it because you're.
Your background is.
Yes. Fail.
Come closer.
Yeah, maybe bring it a little closer.
Nope. Still
No.
failing.
Yeah, it's the background. Your green screen background's doing it.
Oh, it's because it's green too. You know, it's an Xbox.
Oh.
There you go.
Fail. But no, like, I saw that news. I was like, okay, cool,
Nice.
Like,
That's
big
nice.
whop.
That's
But that
It's
is pretty
not-
cool, Jed. I'll give you that.
Yeah, thank you.
Not really that big a. It's kind of a bigger whoop than you think. But my point. So I'm getting to all that to get to this. Now, what is that? I can't see that.
That's the mini skateboard.
Oh,
Tech deck.
Yep.
so
Can you
yes.
do any tricks?
Boards.
So I was picking on Dave to get to this. And one of the things that I just don't, like I said, I don't do. I just don't hook a controller up to this thing and play. Minecraft Dungeons has touch controls on the phone or the tablet, which worked out really well. So today, it was announced that there are more games that they are bringing over to touch control. And these are it. So, beginning today, Dead Cells, Guacamelee 2, great game. Hellblade. Hot Shot Racing, Peter.
Ah, yeah.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
Killer Instinct.
Give it to me, baby.
Check that out.
Killer Instinct. That's an interesting one. I don't know how you...
Maybe that makes sense. You know, if you have to make a half circle, this and that, you know, it might be easier to draw it on the screen than using
I
a
don't know.
stick.
The only two I would even attempt to play would be Super Lucky Tales and Streets of Rage. But Streets of Rage is on my PS4, and I got Lucky Tales for the Switch, so don't need it.
We didn't ask you.
Well, you're still not going to impress me with this little list of games to bring into touch controls.
Oh, wow. He's
Can touch it.
That's
Yeah.
funny because I already had touch control in Hellblade.
Did
The
you?
only thing you touch control is yourself, Dread.
Hey, you know what? That joystick works good.
Oh, this show's gone off the rails.
All,
Yeah.
all we need is a spicy ring pop.
All right, but Super Lucky's Tale. So Slay the Spire. Isn't that the? What is Slay the? Isn't that the card game?
I don't remember hearing that one.
Slay the Spire. That is
I don't know.
a card game. Yes. See, if we had Crazy Juan here, he would know. Streets of Rage 4. Tell Me Why and Undermine. So I could see myself laying in bed, wife's asleep, a little hot shot racing.
I don't like where this is going.
Or tell me why, you know?
Yeah, I kind of
story.
do because
Relax.
I would like to play it. That would give me an opportunity, while my wife is watching The Masked Singer and I really don't care, I could be playing. Tell
How
Me
dare
Why.
you talk bad about The Masked Singer?
Dude,
That is a great show.
oh my God, that's boring now.
No, it's what?
Yes.
No.
Come on.
No.
I'm
Dude,
tired.
actually,
What?
Slay the Spire, that would be a good one on the phone.
Yeah.
That won't be too bad.
A roguelike video game developed by American studio Megacrit and published by Humble Bundle.
Humble bundle.
Yes.
Yeah.
So,
It's a unique card game. Yeah, I like that one.
So I mean, in all seriousness, this is what would get me to actually use my phone to do any xCloud. Like it's nice to, for those that have the clip or have the $100 Razer thing, and that's how you roll. That's cool. I don't have an issue with that, but it's not for me to walk around with that stuff while I'm out. So
the touchscreen is.
How is it with battery life though? When you play like xCloud on the go, it's like.
It's the same. It's not that bad. It doesn't kill my battery.
Okay.
I think it would
Then
depend
again-
too. Well, go ahead, Dread.
I was gonna say. Then again, it all depends on the phone because my phone at that time when I was playing, and got into it on the xCloud, was the Galaxy S20 Ultra. So, but I was also playing using Wi-Fi at the places I work at have Wi-Fi, so I'm always connecting there. I've done it with 5G. It feels the same to me. It's very minimal lag if you even notice it. But I'm also not playing, high fast-paced games. I was playing like Dead Cells and other things. I played a couple of rounds of Halo, but it like you said, it's too small of a screen to sit there and do anything with it. But it was playable. It's a lot more playable than the Stadia I have.
Yes, and I hear that a lot about Stadia. We'll talk about Stadia in a minute. But Masked Singer beat an NBA Finals game. That's true. Well, the NBA Finals, I mean, that was some of the lowest rated stuff in the world. So here's what they said too about some of these. So, with the team at Ninja Theory, we worked on Hellblade to integrate the controls and how they show up in different scenarios and game modes. As a result, you'll see the controls change as you move around, and fighting controls will appear when you encounter the Northmen. That's pretty cool. For other games, we've added touch controls without modifying the existing game. In Hotshot Racing, we added a touch-controlled throttle that provides the same control that you'd get from the analog triggers on a controller. Just tap the handbrake button, spin the wheel, and you'll find yourself drifting, blah, blah, blah. In new Super Lucky's Tale, the controls will feel very similar and will even take on a little bit of Lucky's personality, whatever that means. So,
maybe when you touch that, you get lucky tonight.
Hey.
Have you guys not played Lucky Tales before?
I watched my son play the original Lucky Tale that came out
Yeah, I
on Xbox One.
played some of the original.
Well, the new one is kind of just like it's basically your Spyro, Crash Bandicoot, Mario kind of game.
Yeah, like the new Mario, new DS, new.
Yeah.
DSs are dead.
Well, they stopped manufacturing them.
Yeah.
I still have my 3DS. I actually let my daughter play with it once in a while.
I
My
do
kid-
like the fact that they went back to it and they just said, look, how do we differentiate it? It's the same game, but it's not. We'll just say new Super Lucky's Tale.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, at least Crash Bandicoot got a new story now. Like,
Did you play that yet?
no, I have to get it.
I would like to see it. I'm a Crash Bandicoot fan. I liked Crash.
I'm still in Avengers and Battlegrounds. I haven't finished getting everything in Battlegrounds.
All right. So what's your opinion on Avengers?
I enjoy it. It's a
Yeah.
lot of. I don't like the fact though that when you change your customizations, like your equipment, that doesn't change on screen. That bothers me a lot. That you have to change your appearance. You have to use a different skin, but you can't change the skins or anything by equipping different, equipment.
Okay. Dredd, you mentioned earlier, I'm just bouncing around because you guys are going to have to say, hey, what about this? It's been a weird week for gaming news, so I want you guys to just bring up stuff that we can talk about. I hate to be like that, but when we were talking earlier, I'm like, damn, we got Dave on. I want to talk about him, at least getting a cameo in a game, but then what? And I'm like, I feel bad because Dredd's coming on, and I don't know what the hell to talk about tonight. So
Bigger star.
Yeah.
Well, thank you.
Right.
Thank you.
I'm right.
Jesus.
I was pointing myself, not you. I can't even point to
you.
you.
You're pointing towards me.
Yeah, you kind of were.
I was going this way.
Oh.
Point to myself.
So, well, I'll bring this up because this did kind of happen today, and I want to, as a former old game journalist, there was a point in time for about 6 years when I didn't buy a video game for at all, because companies sent them to us to review when I had my website. And now that's morphed into people streaming games instead of writing about them, instead of reviewing them. We have, influencers and stuff like that. And, some of us do that a little bit too when we get a game we want to stream. Chris streamed some stuff last weekend. Peter used to stream back in the day. I used to stream. That's where I met. Peter was part of the old stream team, and we used to do that stuff.
Did you cross streams?
Sometimes, actually, when it was, like we would do some Dead Rising 3, Dead Rising 4 stuff.
I really thought you were going to say some cross streaming.
Yeah. No, I'm not falling for your nonsense.
Come on,
doll.
Ghostbusters. It's a Ghostbusters reference.
I know what it is.
Yeah.
But there are places where there are times when we have gotten game codes from places to play stuff and give our opinions and things like that, and that's kind of what took over for reviews at this point, right? Well, enter Alex Hutchinson from he is the content. Hold on. Let me make sure I got the exact. Position he is in.
Man, for a second I thought it said Bang Bang Chick, but it's Click. It's like, yeah.
Yeah, he is the creative director at Google Stadia.
Wait.
He was on Journey to the Savage Planet, Far Cry 4. He worked for Ubisoft, or Ubisoft, however you want to say it, right?
Is this guy a moron?
Yes.
Yeah. So this is what he said.
My brother streams, and he was making good money off of Mixer before Mixer was like, "Hey, bye."
Yeah.
So
the real truth is the stream. So he started out. Let me. So the first thing he said was streamers worried about getting their content pulled because they used music they didn't pay for should be more worried by the fact that they're streaming games that they didn't pay for as well. It'll all be gone. It's all gone as soon as publishers decide to enforce it. I don't know what
they pay for the game.
Well, I don't know what they're deciding to enforce. Publishers are not going to change, what they're doing. I'll tell you why in a second. The real truth is the streamers should be paying the developers and publishers of the games they stream. They should be buying a license like any real business and paying for the content they use. So,
but when you download emulators, if you did, and you put a game in, a lot of the times they ask you if you own the game, because then you can't get in trouble if you actually own the game cartridge.
Right. But what
Because
this
you
is
basically paid for the rights to play the game because you own the damn thing.
well,
Like,
what they're saying here is that if I wanted to, so I'll take AC Valhalla, right? And I'm an influencer, and I want to stream, and Ubisoft sends me a copy of AC Valhalla and says, "Could you stream this for us, please?" and give us your take and stuff. That's it's the same thing that they used to do when they used to send me a disc and say, "Hey, Mike, can you do a preview of this game?" And then send me a review code and say, "Would you write a review?" The idea that folks who are advertising your products should then have to pay you to buy the thing to then advertise it for you is kind of bizarre to me.
What about if you obtain a game, not given by a publisher, but you obtain it whatever way, and you stream that?
Well, it sounds like he's okay with that because you paid for it.
Well, somebody paid for it.
Right.
it's not our fault. They don't just sell them directly and they put them in stores and stuff, and that's where you have to buy them. Like, change your business.
But yeah.
My whole thing is this guy's an idiot because, like Mike said, I'll flat out say it. He's an idiot. Like Mike said, they give on Game and Beyond the Box, right? We get codes also. We'll subscribe to it. I haven't done it myself, but the rest of the crew have. Right? They'll subscribe to it. They'll play the game, and they'll have an NDA saying, "Okay, you can't do anything until this day. Then you can post it." So sometimes they'll play the game and post it, or they'll wait until the game is out of that NDA so they can stream it right then and there, and then they'll write a review on what they think of the game. And there's a little bit of back and forth. It's a give and take. They gave you the game to review, to stream. There's no payment necessary because the payment is your opinion. That's what they're giving you the game for. It's your opinion on what you think of it, how it plays. Every aspect of the game is what you're relaying to the audience that's going to be watching your stream or your video. Just like in Prince.
I mean, they ask you to play it, right? So I mean, that's
right.
They can say, "Hey, can you please play this?" Oh, and by the way, you owe us $1 for every hour you
$59.99.
Right.
I mean, that doesn't make any sense.
This guy's out of touch.
On the console, Virtual Basement, and I had talked, and they were going to give me a copy for free, and I told them no. I'm like, why would I do that? It's $15. Like, I'll pay for it. Like, there's no reason if a company's going to go, "Hey, here, play this, review it, but you're going to pay me later." Like, why would anybody agree to that?
Well, I think what this guy is saying, what Alex is saying, is they should buy the game from a store or wherever. In other words, they should buy the game and not be given it, to. And look, some publishers, I will say that not every company, third-party company, ever sent me stuff. There are some things I had to buy, and there are some times when I've put in and gotten codes too. But there are some times when I go, you know what? No, I want to buy the game because I want to support the developer. And I think if you want to do that, that's fine and admirable and such. But these people, what he doesn't understand is that when he was at Ubisoft and he was involved in Far Cry 4, there were influencers that were talking about Far Cry 4 and selling his game for him. So, maybe they didn't get that one license from this guy because they gave him a code. But how many people bought the game based upon the stream that might not have?
Exactly.
No.
And that's the thing. That's why a lot of people don't like it being called that, but they're influencers because they're playing it. How many people have been playing Among Us? We're playing these games, and we're able to show how much fun it is, or you can actually sit there and enjoy the way that personality is when they're playing the game, the interaction, and you get to see the game, and you're like, all right, here's my connection. I think I like the game, or you know what, I'm not into it, but it's exposure that they will talk to somebody else in the workplace or another friend that's interested in game. Yeah, I saw this creator, da 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 da. They were playing this game. I'm not into it. And the other guy's like, yeah, I heard about it. I'm going to go check it out. And that's the whole thing. It's another way of marketing, and they don't.
Yeah.
This guy doesn't get it. He just wants what I think he wants, because he's an idiot. He just wants you to buy the game out of Stadia. That's it. There is no streaming that you can do it as a, give me a code and I'll play it that way and I'll stream it that way for you. He wants you to buy it through Stadia, and that's what I think he's alluding to, and not realizing that he's doesn't know what he's talking about.
Soul
Yeah,
brings
when I point Soul said and I thought it was the same thing. He said, even if you buy the game, you should still pay for a license. He claims streamers are making a living off the game, so they should give the publisher money. I thought that's what he meant too, because that's why I brought up like on Twitter. It's like almost like you're a cover band and you're playing those songs. Somebody has to pay the licensing for you to play that song. And Mike, you replied saying like, well, it's typically the venue who pays.
Yes.
The stuff, but somebody pays.
No. Somebody does pay for it. That's true. Somebody does.
So I
pay
thought
for
this
it.
was the same thing. Like if you have a business that's for streaming, you stream games, then who knows?
Well,
Yeah,
so
I didn't read it that way.
Well, but it's a good. I get what I get what Peter's saying too. My question though I think where I differ on that is those folks that made the song have an agency that kind of catalogs all that stuff, whereas they're not handing the sheet music to Days of Vinyl and saying, hey, Mike and Wayne, go play this song for me. Whereas here, developers and publishers are giving them the games and saying, here, please cover this for me. It's their dime.
But is that what the street was about for the things that were given to them? Or is it more a general thing like you play regardless of where it
I think what he's saying is that publishers should stop giving you games and you should just go and buy them, because that's the what you should do, because it's
okay.
I think what he's saying is the right thing to do is go buy the game, and not take one. Don't take one from the developer or publisher. Go buy it and support, and buying a license like any real business.
So can we go back to the other part of it then? The part that Peter brought up of the streaming, having a licensing stream?
Yes.
I mean, I get that makes sense, because if you want to do that with music, you have to have a license for certain music, right? So
Right.
I could see where he's saying that part, but you know what that means? The higher streamers right now are in the right place to be able to pay for that. And what's the limitation? Because anybody else, any up and comer that's trying to stream, will never be able to, because they could never afford it.
Mm-hmm.
You see, and that's the problem. But if you're given a license from the publisher, isn't that also your license to stream the game?
Yeah, you're
I
streaming
would
it through
think so, yeah.
their license.
As long as you have a
Or even
receipt
like
for the
YouTube.
game, it should be good. Hello, Mrs. Dreadpool.
Right. Say
They
that
say-
again.
They said hello.
Oh.
She says hello and good night.
Good night, Mrs. Dreadpool. So, but does it matter where you get the set? And I think that's part of it too. Is does it matter in this case where you get the license? So, in going back to which I do agree.
Yeah, I
think
mean,
Peter-
it's I mean, if a publisher gives it to you, it comes out of their advertisement budget, right?
right. So let's say
So it's
ask
paid
you
for
know.
then.
So in music, I think this is a great analogy. I really do. ASCAP and BMG are your two agencies that control basically almost all the music. And like I said, in my example, when we go out and play, which unfortunately hasn't happened this year, but when we go out and play, and we go to a bar or a restaurant, the bar and restaurant is responsible, as Peter is saying, the bar is responsible for paying those fees. The analogy for me would be if ASCAP literally just blanketly gave the licensing agreement to the venue and said, don't worry about it. Just have, you don't have to pay us anything. Just, your bands enjoy. I think that's the analogy I'd use here. That the publisher's giving you the game. They're giving you the license. Mm-hmm. They're saying, go forth and promote my game, please. And, that's their prerogative. Yeah,
I don't get who is he to think that he's speaking on other publishers' behalf? That's what they feel. I mean, if that's how he feels with Stadia, that's his problem. So how's he going to control that? Because you got all these streamers on YouTube, which is also part of Google, and Google's also making money off of these streamers, also with the monetization, sponsors, and all that. So who is he to be making that decision?
I don't know. But also, should Google pay, those publishers for the content that the content creators create? They running the ads on it. They take a cut.
That's between Google and the publishers. I mean,
right. I mean, that's the analogy of the bar is paying those licensing fees for these are vinyl to play their
And
sound.
if a publisher's giving you a game and you sign NDA, that's a contract already within itself. And then once you're able to show it off, that's you're given that right.
This guy needs a super kick.
But going back to you, Dread, when you say if the small streamer has to pay, the small streamer is gonna give up. It's like, I'll just
hey, little one,
play for myself.
I said hi.
Well, Pong Soul said EA and Activision liked his tweet.
But the thing is, if they like it, it could be like, hey, yeah, F you, dude. That doesn't
could be. Yeah, you're right. That could be. With it. That could be.
I mean, look at my posts that get likes. It's usually people saying "F you, dude." Like,
but that's because it's you.
I don't do that all the time.
Yeah, just most of the time.
He doesn't like because there's no dislike, so it's like.
Dang it! I lost my train of thought. Come back.
Sorry about that. Part's my fault. I scroll everybody.
So, well.
But are they after if Ninja is playing a game and makes boatloads of money, they want to see some of that money? Is that what it is?
Well, don't know. That's a good question.
What happens when those bigger streamers don't stream your game? You rely on the smaller streamers,
right?
Because not everybody will watch the bigger streamers. You know what I mean? Sometimes that personality is because they got too high that people don't like that. It's just like, yet again, let's go back to the band analogy, right? This up-and-coming band, it's my local band. I'm a fan of them. I know every song. I hang out with them all the time, and I'm pushing them to be, better known. And all of a sudden they get signed. Now I turn my back on them because they sold out, right? And there's that mentality that. Same thing here. When you get those higher guys up there, a lot of people just don't want to deal with it because they can't interact. Mm-hmm. They want to interact. We got people in the chat here that we're interacting with. We read what they're saying. We interact with them either by vocal, because we're actually reading and responding it to them, or we type it in the chat while the other person's talking. So we're interacting with them. When you're a streamer of that caliber, you got how many thousands of people, you can't interact with anything. You're like, I can't even see the stream. There's no point. And then you rely on moderators to try to make sure that, there's peace in the chat, same thing.
That's, or they rely on super chats. Those are the only ones that I read because,
right.
And even that, if you have the very big ones, if you give them like $5, they don't even read that anymore.
They don't even read it. Yeah,
whatever.
If I don't get $20, I ain't reading it. Or you get the ones that are like, you should be paying for my content.
Yeah.
Right.
If you could stay at home and not do anything, why don't you work and then pay for this free show?
Yeah.
Come
Well,
on.
some of the bigger streamers would only let you chat if you were a subscriber.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen PewDiePie do that actually, where you go watch. I stumbled onto one of his videos once just to because he was streaming something I was interested in, and I'm looking and I'm like, why does my chat window not have a chat thing on it? Because he does not allow you to chat with him unless you're a subscriber.
Mm-hmm.
And even then, he doesn't necessarily even acknowledge your existence.
Yeah.
So it's tough to that's what you're up against too. Is he is such a celebrity.
I've never even heard of him before. How's he a celebrity?
He's what is he?
Blue check
It
mark.
makes $5 million a year.
Yeah.
That little blue check mark, you can buy that easily. It's called bots.
Yeah, he does not. He does not do bot. He's not. Like him or hate him, he's the real deal. So.
The real douche.
I was gonna. Yeah, I was gonna say that he's over here complaining about these streamers should pay, but I mean, how many streamers are there out there that these publishers are losing? How much money are they losing? That much money giving these streamers games, and how much through those streamers are these publishers making money off of that the reach these gamers have? I'm sure they, especially the big ones, I'm sure they make more than enough money back from the influence that they have. And you look at a lot of these indie game developers, like of course, like Retromania. They welcome. I'm sure he welcomes us to talk about it when the game comes out. We're going to play it. We're going to stream it. Of course, they need that. We're the marketing for these guys. They don't have the money to do that. So this guy over here to try to do that. And what's funny is Pongso in the chat, he said, of course EA and Activision liked his posts. I mean, those two, they're one of the greediest publishers out there, and they try to make as much money as they can through their games in many ways. I mean, look at recently, you look at, not I know 2K's, was it 2K?
But I mean, do they have titles when they really feel like they need to, have it streamed in order for people to say like, hey, this new Call of Duty, I didn't think about getting it, but now I am getting it. I mean, they're so big, or the FIFAs and the Maddens. I mean, they sell regardless. So I don't know.
I know. So,
I've got a friend.
how much money they're going to lose if?
Go ahead.
No. Go ahead.
Okay, I've got a friend here that he actually goes around and he watches certain Twitch streamers, and they're not huge Twitch streamers. They're just really good at what they do when they're playing Call of Duty.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So he'll put them on in the background while he's doing whatever else he's doing. And that's what I was getting at. He doesn't like watching the Green
Bigger guys.
Ninja, the bigger guys. He doesn't like PewDiePie. He doesn't like those guys. He likes watching the smaller guys because they're a little bit more skilled and they interact with you. You know what I mean? And that's the thing. It's there's that
I agree.
personality where you get to be like that. Like you said, we are their advertising, right? Do those bigger personalities advertise Retromania right now? They don't even know what it is. No. We do.
Yeah.
Right.
I do.
I mean, Rare Xbox and Rare probably had to pay some of these streamers to play their game, play it all the time, just to get the viewers, the clicks, and all that, get it trending. But no, I agree with you. I reach out to smaller streamers and who are real, like they're actually playing the game. You see, they're not just you gotta buy this game. It's great, and that's it. There's no real content depth behind it. It's just, maybe they're only doing it because they want to keep staying good with some of these publishers. They don't want to say anything damaging that, but streamers like us, we can say whatever we want, and we don't have to worry about to be beholden to some of these publishers.
Yeah, we don't care.
So if like this guy over here saying that, and like you were saying earlier, only the big guys are really, if they're going to do something like this, and they're the ones who are going to be able to afford to pay for these licenses and to buy all these games or whatever, then are you going to get any real truth out of them about some of these games? I don't know.
Nope. I mean, we were playing Among Us, right? Not to bring it up, but I paid for it. Yeah, it was a few bucks, not a big deal. I paid for it because other people were talking about it, because it was multiple people, and I didn't buy it because of the higher people. I bought it because the people around our community bought it, and they were talking about it. Those are the people that I listen to for their opinions.
Yeah.
Okay. Those are the ones I go. I don't go to the news, IG whatevers, and the other guys, spots, whatever you want to call them. But I don't listen to them because a lot of them are out of touch. You know what I mean? There's a lot of them are too full of themselves. A lot of them are doing clickbait because they need that money. That's part of the revenue. Even if they keep the clickbait to a minimum, it's part of the revenue. They need the clicks, because if you don't get the clicks, you don't get the advertising.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You don't get that. You could possibly lose your job because of not having clickbait. And that's the worst part is, some of them, they try not to do it, but they're trying to find that level ground where they can draw the attention but be truthful with what their headline is. And it's hard to do, because what you consider clickbait might not be what I consider clickbait. And when you have someone in our community talking about it, you can trust them. When it comes to Indie Gamer, when he talks about indies, do you trust him or not?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, pretty much 100%. 100%. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, of course, you take his word on it because you know what to expect from what his word is. You don't know when they take that contract and they play, that game that they took money for to promote it. After that week, let's say, or a couple days, they're done with it. They're back to the old games that they were playing again. So, yet again, are they even worth it? No. That's why we concentrate on the local people that we play with or know that we follow.
Well, and look at, none of us are getting paid for this, by the way, so in case anybody is wondering. But look at the Amico, right? So look at the Intellivision Amico. How many of us and how many people in the chat room who have channels have been covering that, right? Without that coverage, there wouldn't be any. Nobody would know what it was. Now some of that is, and we, and I say this, well, I think you'll understand what we mean. We bring like Tommy Tallarico onto our show, because we want to help him promote his stuff. So what would happen if us and OEB Pete and Go Game Go and all of us who were doing that, what happens if we didn't? What happens if we just didn't talk about it at all? He'd have a hell of a time getting the word out. So now take that onto a publisher that's actually, trying to get influencers to do their games. What influencers are you got to look for a mix of large and small. Because some of us out here, we'd love to help, but not if we got to pay for it. Not if we have to pay a license for it.
Right. But what about this analogy about a new song that they want to play it on the radio? They send thousands of songs, to radio stations and like, hey, play my song. I mean, they're not paying, the licensing fees for
Nah.
for the requests.
Hold on, I'm gonna take a quick screenshot of something that.
Yeah, this
that
is
Chris...
from Indy had mentioned. So I went, yeah.
Is this from today?
I think so. Because that was their response.
Oh, okay. All right, hang on a second.
3 hours ago.
Okay, let me save this and I'll show it real quick. And I think this does speak to, again, the publishers. It's the publishers that are going to make this choice, whether or not they allow this. So Alex can't speak for the whole industry. Here you go. Can I stream and monetize digital Devolver games? Yes. Please enter your Twitch or YouTube channel name to create written permission. Oh, hold on. Get proof. Hold on. So let me put in YouTube channel name. The original next level game. You know what? Let me do it this way. Hold on. There you go. The original next level gaming. Get proof.
Yeah, that's kind of
Permission.
small.
There you go. Sorry. Here. Yeah, the original
Look at
next
all the
level gaming.
games.
Oh, here you go. Permission to stream and monetize digital Devolver games. So
They name all their games.
they name all of their games. Please contact with at fork at. So there you go, and you can print it out.
But here's
I
another
love
thing,
Devolver Digital.
So they give you permission to stream, and say all publishers do that, but then it has like licensed music in it.
Right.
So you get
There's
copyright
licensed music in it.
strikes on
Yeah.
the content that you create, even though it is within the game.
Yeah, there's a limit.
That's,
Yeah.
I think if they should not allow that to be the case, that should be explicitly being marked within the game, like, hey, you cannot stream these songs, or I guess certain games now have that where you
Well, even
say, hey, I'm gonna stream, so then it doesn't play any licensed songs.
even Nintendo has really
Mhm.
backed off their streaming and content creator stuff. I mean, they took a lot of heat for, you can only do it if you're part of this group. You have to and I think you have to buy into it and stuff like that. And I think they took a lot of heat for it. And now they just want to make sure that you give credit where credit is due and all that stuff. They're not blocking that stuff anymore. Like they used to.
Right.
So I think that's something that's something worth mentioning, that even the bigger companies, I've never seen Sony or Microsoft. I'm sure Sony sites and Microsoft sites and all those stuff are still getting codes and things for games to review and stream. I can't imagine they're gonna stop.
Hey, remember, there's certain games where you have to agree not to stream. It's in their, the EULA. I forgot what game. There are a couple of games like that.
I never read the EULA anyway.
Within the built-in, stream apps, like on PlayStation or Xbox, you cannot use the built-in Twitch. But I mean, anyone with an external capture card can obviously.
You read the
do
EULA.
whatever they do, but yeah.
Yeah, you read the EULA. Next thing you know, you're in Human Centipede.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right, let's. I think we've beaten this one down. I'll slide back over to our PlayStation friend Dave. Raise your hand if you play Ghost of Tsushima.
I've played it.
Raise your hand if you've platinum Ghost of Tsushima.
Oh,
Fraud.
Sucker, you are exactly fraud. Fraud
see,
alert. That's what happens.
this is where the
Wah,
sucker
wah,
points
wah.
come from.
So, the cooperative multiplayer mode is out, and I didn't get a chance to play it yet. But I was wondering if anybody else did. If anybody in the chat room did. If Anybody
Raise
had
your
a
hands if
look at
you
this?
checked it out. Oh,
Nice.
I enjoyed Ghost. Ghost was fun. I still have to go back and finish it, but then Avengers came out, so I was like,
yeah.
So
All right, well, you got to get it
The
finished. Now,
third world was kind of a drag because you could level up like all the way pretty much in the first two.
Yeah, the rest of it was just getting a little extra pieces.
Yeah, and then I was like, just like I think I've mentioned in previous podcasts, I was kind of avoiding at that point fights and just finish the story and.
some physics bothered me though, because you can just ride right through trees. Like that really bothered me.
You don't want to get
Like-
stuck every
Well,
time
then
you
don't
run
go
or
through the
sit on your
trees.
horse.
What about the trees?
I said, don't go through the trees. Go around them.
Oh, well, yeah.
But
I mean,
you
it's
should,
Ghost of Tsushima. It's not like
I could see like the small, like skinny trees not doing anything, but like you literally were going through like 100-year-old trees. Like, come on.
So,
And stop doing that, Dave.
so Peter,
Yeah,
you and I are going to have to play this game. We'll have to play the update. We'll have to do some co-op,
you should. Yeah.
and then we'll report on it. We'll report back on it.
Sounds like a plan.
All right, I thought we'd have more to say about this. Although, so,
Are you going to play it in black and white, or are you going to play it now in full color?
I'll play it in color this time.
You played it in black and white the first time?
Yes, I played it in Kurosawa mode. It was awesome.
Did you do English or Japanese?
Oh, Japanese all the way.
Oh my goodness, you're hardcore.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I play the Americanized version.
No, I couldn't do that. So, all right. Well,
I just played it in normal mode.
so let me ask you this though, Dave. What do you?
Yes.
We can't, because obviously, and Dread sent this to me earlier. We meant to talk about this last week and didn't get a chance to, but you're gonna have to be. You can't be a heel in your parties anymore. You're gonna have to be. You have to be the nice guy in a PS4 party, or the guys you're in a party with are gonna record you and send you off to Sony, and you're gonna get stuck in the PS4 gulag.
What?
You did not know that?
No.
Oh.
Yep.
So, there's the 8.0 firmware update came out for the PS4, right? And some people saw a new little feature, or at least something that popped up that said, "Please be aware, voice chats in parties may be recorded and sent to us by other users." So on the PS5 when it comes out, people are going to be able to record your party chat if you are and send it to Sony. So if you are being offensive or abrasive or something like that, they can send it to moderators to be reviewed against the PlayStation Code of Conduct.
That makes no sense, because if you're in a party, you're in usually with people you know, unless your friends are just going to be total D-bags and just report you to get you blocked for a while. That's a prank.
I don't know. I mean, well, sometimes you get, your friend invites his friend, Flamish or something like that, and he comes in and just starts, trashing you, and
I guess I'm screwed.
Yeah, that's what I say. You're gonna have to be a good. You're gonna have to be a good person. OEB Pete's
It's
gonna
almost like
evil
Basement's
Pete.
Discord.
Evil Pete could never be in a party chat. But now they did come back and they did say later that they are evaluating this, and they're going to evaluate it based on feedback. But I'm actually I've had a chance, because we kind of were gonna talk about it last week. We just kind of we just kind of didn't get a chance to do it. I'm gonna take this right from the blog because I do think it is important for people to see. Let me save this picture. So one good thing I can do without screwing up the podcast. Hang on.
Greenhorn.
I know. I'm a lousy host. I totally
Probably be all muted after that, but that's okay.
All right. Managing online safety is an important part of ensuring, that basically they say our goal is to help foster a fun and positive experience when you're playing online with friends and other gamers. So, as part of this initiative, we've been preparing to roll out a new feature that enables gamers on a PS5 that enables gamers to report verbal harassment through a new voice chat reporting function. Its sole purpose is to help in reporting of inappropriate behavior, including actions that violate our community code of conduct. Please note that this feature will not actively monitor or listen on your conversations ever, and it's strictly reserved for reporting online abuse or harassment. Now, basically what that means is that Sony themselves isn't going to sit in on your conversation, but somebody else in the party, if they feel like you're being abusive or harassing, they can take a recording of the chat and send it off. What they did say was PlayStation gamers learned about this new function in an unexpected way following the recent PS4 8.0 system update. We didn't clearly communicate this feature or explain why we are introducing it, and we apologize for that. When the PS5 console launches in November, PS5 users will be able to chat with PS4 users, which is why we needed to include an advisory with the latest PS4 system update. So, now they do go on to explain, and this is where I think I changed my mind on this a little bit. Once the PS5 console launches, if a PS5 player needs to file a harassment report, they'll be able to include up to a 40-second long voice chat clip in their report. 20 seconds of the main conversation with the other player, plus an additional 10 seconds before and after the conversation selection. Only the most recent 5 minutes of a voice chat will be available for a player to use. So you can't go back and say, he called me a D-bag an hour ago, I'm going to report him. Because that's gone. So it's only gonna cue the last 5 minutes of your talk. So if you're gonna do that, you need to do it quick. Kind of like you do when you're taking a video clip of something you're doing. Now, and this is something that somebody tried to argue with me on Twitter that I'm glad they cleared up. Oh, you could just turn this off by going into your settings and turning off broadcast chat. That's when you're broadcasting on YouTube or Twitch, or you don't want your party chat showing up on someone else's stream. This says, these reports can only be submitted directly through the PS5 console and will be sent to our consumer experience team for moderation, who will then listen to the recording and take action if needed. Some submitted reports won't be valid, and our team will take this as an opportunity to provide guidance and education. There won't be an option to opt out of this voice chat recording function because we want all users to feel safe when playing with others online, not just those who choose to enable it. So, no, you can't turn this feature off. So I want to get your guys' take on this. Pete says, arguing on Twitter, Mike? Really? LOL? Come on, Mike. Come on, man. Yeah, I know. Hey, Game
So here's my
Buffett.
thing. How many times are you in a party where, you're with kind of uncomfortable people? I mean, at that point, don't you just leave the party?
Yeah. Well,
it's not like where you have I can see where you have in-game
Dave
voice
made
chat,
that. That's the point
and then it's
Dave's making.
At that point, maybe, perhaps.
No, that's the point that Dave is
making.
making.
The whole session you're in if you're doing the in-game chat too.
It doesn't say anything about the in-game chat. Interestingly enough, well, hold on. Let me go back because it doesn't actually say party chat. It says voice chat, so it might actually be
just in game.
In game, which would make you.
I thought there was something else on the game chat. So in
Yeah,
the past. I thought Xbox had something like that. Like you could record what someone said, in the chat. You can submit that to.
Well, yeah.
Could you record their voice, or was it just you could send if they sent you a message?
No, I think a message, but
I think it's just the messages.
Okay.
Yeah, Xbox had something like that already.
Yeah, but this is actual voice chat.
Yeah,
So,
But you could still report somebody on the Xbox, and they would go back to the game that you played, and be able to sit there and listen to it.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
That's my understanding. I'm not 100% sure, but that was my understanding, that when you report somebody for something like that they would go back to your session.
Interesting. But you have to report them, and they have to take the action on it, right?
Right.
I mean, I imagine they get hundreds of thousands of those every day.
Or do they record everything and keep it for so many days, just in case there are inquiries from, federal or local government agencies, whatever. I don't know.
That's possible. That's probably why they're able to do that, if what I was told is correct.
Yeah.
So watch out for those Karens.
Yeah.
Well, I in a way, I get it. Can this open you up to abuse? For the system to be abused? Yes, absolutely. But I do get the idea behind it.
I think it had good intent.
Yeah.
But here's the thing with all this stuff. It's all great that somebody can report you, but there should be a way to dispute your charges, or at least get good explanations to how and what, and not all of a sudden like, goodbye, sucker. Now you lose all access to all your games and all this stuff because they kill your account for whatever reason.
And I think that's why they're allowing you to send the voice chat, because and the question is, which I think is what you're alluding to, and it's a great question, is this is where I do have the problem. Who gets to decide what is harassment and what's not? So and to be honest, so Dave and Dredd are in a game, right? And they're poking at each other and having a good time, right? And having fun. And Dave decides to be the heel and actually submit that
with
voice
two
chat.
E's, not one.
Right. To
Two E's,
and to actually submit that. Dreadpool has no idea he did that. He thinks they're just having a good time, and all of a sudden, Dredd gets knocked off of PSA. He gets banned. The verbal is there, right? I mean, you could hear them calling each other names and doing all that stuff, but what's Dreadpool going to say? Oh, we were just messing around. And what kind of appeal? What are they going to do? You can't.
And how many? How long was that conversation recorded? You said
40 seconds.
40 seconds. Yeah.
Well,
So
how
at
about
41 seconds, like Dave said something really bad.
How about when Karen steps in and hears me call him a heel with an EA, as opposed to two E's, and then and reports us both, and we had no idea, and we're just playing around.
Right.
Yeah.
Right? You know what I mean?
Right.
They could be reporting us because we're aggressive with each other, even though we know each other and we're playing around, and we're just trash talking each other. No big. It's not against anybody. I can understand if there was certain vulgarities that you shouldn't be saying. You know what I mean? I could get that, but if we're just trash talking each other and you're listening into our conversation, how do we know that that's not being put out there?
Yeah, I mean,
exactly.
Because sometimes we get in party chats, and everybody's welcome, right? You never know. You might get one person that's maybe new to the party chat, and you just don't know, who, how they are, can they handle all the, how you talk smack to each other, they don't really know you, and they take it wrong. But I mean, the way I kind of look at this is, you know how you know if you're playing Call of Duty or whatever, and for some reason you have a party chat open, and anybody can just jump in it, right? So if someone jumps in to harass you, just to talk smack to you, because they were pissed off at what you did to them in the game, I guess, that is something that you can say, hey, this person continuously harassing me, jumping in my party chat, or, and you just report it, I guess,
It's a double-edged.
On Xbox, you can block people, right, from your party.
You can block people, yeah.
Or definitely mute them. So, I mean, yeah.
It's a double-edged sword. It doesn't matter what they do or how they do it. People are going to misinterpret it and go with their own thing. Like, we've already thrown out how many different scenarios that it could happen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Pete says it's an unmanageable system. Sony will back off after they have to play moderator and moral compass for the world of gamers. Now, there's something to be said for the ones who come in and start throwing, slurs and racial epithets around. Someone starts, someone comes into Peter and I are playing a game and some jackass comes in and starts, talking about the Holocaust and stuff like that, and calling me names because I'm Jewish. That's where yes, you could get out of the game and or mute them, but I could see that being a legitimate reason to say, you know what, I'm going to report this guy because there's a line,
Even for me, I'm not, but that would be a line to cross for me if I were to hear somebody do that, because to me it's disrespectful in the first place. When you cross those lines, those boundaries, there's a it doesn't matter if I am or not. You know what I mean? That's where it should be reported, because if they're doing it to me, they're doing it to you.
That's what I do.
Yeah, I mean that's.
But then you have to watch out too, because some people can call each other the N-word and some cannot.
Well, right.
So if you jump in there and say like, "Oh, wait a second, I'm going to report them all," then it's you need to have more than just a 40 seconds.
It's within the context. Yeah, it's within the context.
So.
Well, yeah.
But if you wait till they say the word, then you wait 38 seconds afterwards and then record it. I mean, what they're gonna do, They don't really have enough context. But once again, it's like what Mike brought up is Sony will have to be the moderator, and what they're gonna do.
Pete, you missed the part where they said that the last 5 minutes is actually available to select from.
Okay.
But you can only get a 40-second clip.
Right. Right. So what they
let's say you wait 5 minutes or whatever, and then you say, you know what? No, that's wrong.
But every 5 minutes. So once 5 minutes is up, a new 5 minutes will be recorded. So basically,
well, is it in chunks or is it just a sliding window of 5 minutes? That's probably what
I think it's just a sliding window of 5 minutes. But it's stupid either way, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, but people will abuse it if it can be abused.
Yes, and that's what I'm afraid of.
And how is Sony going to deal with that, or how can we deal with Sony when stuff happens? That's
that's the problem I have on that side is who is the arbiter of what is and what isn't acceptable. You're putting that in the hands of people you don't know and who have no. I mean, there's a community code of conduct, right? And so it's again, I get the obvious things, but it's the skirting the line that gets it. So, is your chat still working?
It's a quick super chat from Game Buffet. I think we're all hungry now. He says, Dometric rocks. Xbox 360 has more exclusives. Check Gamatsu. Come, Phil Spencer doesn't deliver. Physical is king, digital is poison. Xbox is a red fart. Well, there you have it.
Yeah.
There you go. That's the whole spectrum.
We
from
recorded
Chris.
5 minutes of this conversation. We'll send it to Sony because
Report it.
Pete
Oh, well,
says the
offended.
arbiter is Master Chief. Mike, come on, man. No, I'm reporting that.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the code of conduct is, you may not abuse or harass others, including stalking behavior. Well, no, you don't want to stalk people, and I don't know how you would even do that. But, you may not abuse or harass others. So, what does that, what does that mean? Who is, you may not organize hate groups. So on PSN, if I have an Xbox game group, does somebody get the I know that's silly. I know that's.
But
silly.
maybe somebody's, what you said, your parties are maybe set to open, and somebody, each time when you're online, somebody comes in there and start talking,
Right.
What you're talking, what worries me is that, if you're a Republican conservative and you got friends and you're in the party chat and it's open and you're talking about this and that, and somebody comes in and they disagree with your political views, could they say, "Oh, these guys are, hate
harassing
group,
me,"
right?
Or they're harassing me because right.
And does it have to be like one occurrence? 3 strikes and you're out, or is it like the first one you're out? I don't know. A lot of questions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But what I think is their intent was good, but we'll have to see how they plan on executing it.
Yeah. But of course, too, there's a lot of assholes out there that harass women. You hear a female voice in the game you're playing, and she's kicking your ass, and then you want to go in there and harass her, jump in her party chat or whatever. That just continues to happen. So those people deserve to get their ass banned.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then some.
Yeah.
All right.
Mike, I just emailed you a couple of Virtual Basement's new models for the ring announcer. You want to put them up?
Let me see if my email's still open. Are they still in the room?
I don't know.
No, you probably got.
But even if not,
probably
some
got
of their
bored.
Discord people are. So.
Oh wow! So they're actually. Do
WWE
they have
in
a
it?
look? Do they have a name for this thing yet?
Oh yeah, it's called the Wrestling Code.
The wrestling code. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, good. I can make a. Here, I'll save this. The wrestling code. See, I want to get them on and have them discuss this game.
Well, the game's not going to be released until 22, I think.
2022.
Oh wow.
I think 22 because mocap got moved. They were just talking about it in the Discord the other day.
Wow.
Today. Mocap got moved
Damn.
until after the holidays because of COVID. Can't do it
Yeah.
now.
Man, COVID sucks.
Well,
Yeah.
tell me about it. I would like to wrestle sometime soon.
Yeah, I'm sure you would. Well, we talked about this before. Your full-time job is in the medical field.
No.
No?
I work in a hospital, but not as a medical person. I support that staff.
I understand that, but
Okay.
you're still in there. You
Yes.
work. You technically are in the medical field. You work in a hospital. You work in you are around that on a regular basis.
Yeah. You
There's
support the
nothing
nurses,
wrong to
doctors.
admit that you're an LPN. That's fine.
No, I am a cook. Thank you. I make food.
That's okay, dude.
People need to eat.
You feed the
Exactly.
people that are saving lives, man. That if you, that is as good to me as anything. You should. Shit. What happens if you get, you get these guys that don't eat, and then they can't do their jobs.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
you're
essential.
part of the staff. You're part of the whole. Yeah.
Yeah, you're part of the ecosystem that
Exactly.
needs to run the hospital. It doesn't matter
Exactly.
which side. I mean, the
So
money
this is-
matters.
Well, sure.
It looks pretty good.
This
Yeah,
is
who's this?
Chris Van Fleet. He is the ring announcer for the game.
That's
He's
neat.
also a podcaster and everything. They just
That's neat.
revealed these models yesterday.
That's cool.
That looks pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah, these guys are going all out with the graphics and everything, and they're trying to incorporate as much fan suggestions as they can, or downvoted people, because I got the most downvotes out of any wrestler suggested, which is terrible.
How big is the studio? How many people are working on?
These guys actually worked on the game Ark.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
They had some. Yeah.
Their logo is on the back of that. So I don't know how big the studio is, but they've worked on some other games like Ark, and then they have the Mean Greens they released. But they're really passionate about.
Oh, you know what? I found
wrestling project.
Hang on, I found the logo for it. See, I have to admit I've been behind the times on this, and we got to catch up, which means we need them on here to talk to us. So
Yeah.
I'm definitely gonna reach out to them. So this is the logo, or at least the logo that they're showing. 70 wrestlers. So far, hoping to get Daredevil Dave Doll on here, but Rob Van Dam, EC3. I love EC3, man. I don't know why. I don't know why I like him so much. There was something about him when he had his undefeated streak in Impact, when it was TNA and TNA was decent.
It's actually not bad right now.
They lost me, man. Impact lost me after like everyone was gone. Yeah, Raven's coming into this game. I mean, Gangrel. I'm excited for the amount of wrestlers that are in here. Brian Cage, Eli Drake. I loved Eli Drake too, man. Looks like they got Ken Shamrock. Other people there. Matt Morgan. I liked Matt Morgan when he was in TNA too.
He's a politician now.
Is he really?
He's a mayor of a town in Florida.
Oh, that's funny.
Something like that.
Oh,
yeah.
Fatu. Yeah, see, this is Alexa Grace, Ashley Fox.
I don't think that's the Fatu you're thinking of.
Oh, it might be a different one.
It's one of the younger ones.
Oh, okay.
Not
Gotcha. Brian Hebner is going to be in it as a ref. See, I like that. That's great. So we definitely have to, and it's being built with Unreal Engine.
Yes.
So that should be cool. That's going to give it a more modern look than Retromania, which would be great. Yeah. So
it's going to be a fun game. They're going to include a whole bunch of stuff.
So we'll see in a few minutes, Georg. Yeah, and that's the cool thing too, is it will be you'll be able to have both games and enjoy them for what they are, without them, without feeling like, well, I got to play one over the other. I got to pick this one over that one. I kind of like that. So yeah.
So yeah, great set.
Hey man.
And Mike, Ryan Williamson said for you to join the Discord.
I will do just that. So
1,000 creative wrestler slots, he just said.
Oh wow. That's cool.
That's a lot.
That is a lot.
But the creators, like, if you ever been on the WWE games, go to community curations, the creators are amazing. So just imagine what they'll do with this game. So, if I'm not in it, someone will just create me. All good.
And then we'll have a match.
Oh, yes. We have to create Dreadpool. Yes, indeed.
Oh, you don't have PlayStation Dread. I was going to say, you could do it in Pro Wrestling, what's it called? Pro Wrestling World? No. Fire Pro Wrestling World, that's what it's called. I'm already created on there by other people. Not myself, other people. But Dread has Xbox, not PlayStation.
No, yeah. I'd have to create my own then.
Or you could use Steam.
Yeah, it's still, on a Microsoft platform.
What else do we have?
Who wants to talk about Blue's Clues?
Yes.
The new Blues Clues or the old Blues Clues?
Blue's Clues and You is great. I love it.
I haven't seen it with the new guy. Is it?
Awesome.
Is
He's
it?
more
Is it?
singing. He's from
Yeah.
Broadway, so he's more like he sings a lot more.
I liked the original dude.
Who left to be a musician, and because he was balding.
That was the rumor.
No, that was true. He actually left because he was balding and he became a musician.
Oh, right. Because there were other rumors about him that turned out not to be true.
You mean
Yeah.
that one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he died, but then he showed up one day and said, "I'm not dead, guys. I'm not dead yet."
The other two actually show back up on the show.
Yes.
The new guy's supposed to be their cousin, and they actually did when COVID started a storybook read along where the new guy was like the narrator, and the guy Steve was the three little pigs, and Joe was like the big bad wolf, and it was actually hysterical and kind of more adult too. So it was kind of fun to watch.
Yeah, I know they did that because a lot of adults watched that show with their kids, and they wanted to do something for the parents. Which I thought was cool. That was cool. All right.
This is way off of gaming.
Yeah, this is where we go off the rails because I'm running out of stuff to talk about. So, guys,
real quick, you had a couple. So we saw a couple of gameplay on Medium and Scorn. Have y'all seen that?
No, I heard about it.
I saw Scorn.
I watched the Scorn one. I haven't watched the Medium one yet. But they go into a little bit more detail on the dual reality, on that.
Yeah.
Bloober Team is going to be. I'll tell you, man. They're gonna Scorn. I'm not as excited about Scorn necessarily.
I'm wondering if they didn't show too much of the, what's going on.
Not my kind of game, but the Medium looks crazy.
Yeah.
This game looks nuts. Let me see if I can fast forward a little bit to show this dual reality thing is what's really going to be neat to me. This is where, so if you're going to talk about a next gen title, right? Something that requires next gen. And I don't know if it's I'm trying to think if it's the SSD that helps do this, or if this is just the raw power of the system that allows the game to do this. This is just freaking cool.
I think it's everything.
Some of all parts.
Oh. Now, I'm sorry, Dave. There's no PS5 version of this coming yet. You're going to have to wait.
Don't care. I'm not a horror game person either.
So all you play is Spider-Man and nothing else? Spider-Man and wrestling games?
Spider-Man and wrestling.
Spider-Man, wrestling, Assassin's Creed, Avengers,
Tony Hawk.
Good night, Infinite.
Turtles.
Brother Infinite.
Infinite, brother.
All right.
Good night.
Good one.
Have a good night, man.
What else do I play? Some Spyro, some Crash. Then I have a bunch of Switch games too. I'm a Nintendo and PlayStation guy, so.
Yes, I know.
I dabble in two systems, just not.
I'm just
crap.
giving you. Oh, see, Dread, get him.
I got nothing. I'm not even.
I'll drive
bothered.
his ass.
See.
Yeah.
I have to get up at 4 a.m. and I still got better comebacks than Dread does.
I wasn't even listening, so whatever.
Ah.
He talks, whatever.
All right, so I can show the scoring real quick.
Why bother?
Yeah, show the. I'm interested in the scoring. I liked what I saw. I'm sure it's still an early. Still a long ways to go. It's not coming out till next year, hopefully.
It's kind of cool, the lighting and stuff, on the guns and the hands and stuff, and it walks past all the different things. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Where did they show it?
I put it in the Discord.
Did you?
Did I?
You might have. Hold on. You may have.
It was. Yeah.
Here's medium. Here's score. Okay, here we go.
Yeah.
Oh, it came on. All right, so transparency, courtesy of GameSpot. What are you gonna do?
Yeah, they're the ones that. Yeah.
Yeah, they got the so courtesy of GameSpot. So this is captured on Xbox Series X hardware. So this is finally.
Yeah, it looks good. Unique game. I mean, if you like Aliens, I think the art is based off the. Isn't it based off the artist that did the Aliens?
H.R. Geiger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
what kind of game is this really supposed to be? Is it supposed to be like Aliens, or is it supposed to be? I mean, it's supposed to be like
kind of like a sci-fi horror,
like Deep Space or Dead Space, rather. Sorry, Dead Space.
Yeah, you know.
It kind of. I think it's like a Doom puzzler, but not really Doom. With the
it's
overflow.
Not fast-paced like Doom.
Yeah.
Hey, real quick, I just I want to say welcome to Dragonheart YOBY. He says peace, love, life, gentlemen. First time here. Thank you. So I apologize. It's a little light tonight. Cause,
Yobi, what's up, brother?
You know,
Appreciate you. Yeah, I know Dragonheart Yobi. He's been in other podcasts in the chat. I think he's been on Retro Renegades once.
Okay.
You see him in the chat. Yeah, he's cool. Appreciate you.
Yes, Yobi's the man, dude. He's a great person.
You know what? I have seen him in the Gaming Beyond the Box chat a couple times. You're right. Now that I said it. Oh, Stubbs is up. Man.
Yeah.
Stubbs is still
Stubbs,
awake.
brother.
And Indy is still awake.
How's the knee going?
Yeah.
It's healing well.
I love our
Daz is giving
working.
him daily rubs. Yeah, Daz is giving him daily rubs, so Stubbs is healing. Thanks to Daz. But hey, shout out to Daz. I mean, Stubbs, they had a great podcast yesterday, midweek. Was it midweek podcast or whatever they call it?
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, good stuff, man. Good stuff.
They're starting that back up. So.
Yeah.
By the way, Dredd, I'm working on a date to get Wilmy on here.
Okay.
That'll
be a fun one.
Oh, it will. I was unfortunate or fortunate, depending on how you see it, to be on Gaming on the Box one night.
I say fortunate.
No, I'm just kidding. The first time, within 5 minutes of being on there, I'm like, what the hell am I getting into?
Yeah.
So that's I tell you what, man, you guys have a ton of fun on that show, because it's nobody gives two rats' asses about what anybody thinks, what anybody you guys just are so good together.
We literally talk every day. There's times when I go to sleep because of my sleep schedule. I wake up and I look at my phone, and it's only been a few hours, and there's like a novel I got to read. I got to read like 250 something messages just to get caught up. You know what I mean? So, but no, we have a great time. I mean, we don't take anything personal. We're just gamers at heart, and we just love hanging out and talking. And the topic sometimes, who cares? We just have fun. And that's why we love having guests on too, because sometimes it brings the guests out of their comfort zone because they're always prim and proper and don't relax. And then obviously you kind of relax and you can be yourself because you're not trying to portray a certain thing. Because sometimes some people, what they'll do is they have a barrier that they portray, even though they're still themselves, but they try to uphold a barrier, and we like to break it down and just have a good time.
Oh, I really enjoyed myself on there. Waiting to be invited back. If they go, unless they're like, yeah, no, Mike's way too uptight.
No, you weren't even uptight. You were great.
Mike's too old.
All right. Well, I think Wilmy's older than me, isn't he?
I'm actually, what did he say? I think he said I was 5 days older than him.
I'm 47.
I am too.
So.
Yeah, I think he's.
He's 47
I think he said
also.
3 months younger than I am.
Okay.
I'm
All
young
right.
in the group.
So. Oh, Stubbs is. That's right.
Yeah,
This is Stubbs' first time catching us live.
All right.
Well, I could have sworn I saw him in here before.
No, he usually catches it afterwards because he's asleep by now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good thing for knee pain, right? He's awake now.
That's right. That's right. So, hey, man, I hope
Hopefully
he's...
he doesn't get a headache now. But,
hope he's healing well. And
hey, dinero primero.
Dinero primero.
See, this is what happens when we stay on past 11 o'clock. Then other people show up. People on the West Coast go... People on the West Coast, it's after dinner for them, so...
So did you want to talk about the tourist?
The tourist?
Yes. We had pre-game talked about it. That's the one that they came out with and said that in the Xbox, it's going to be on the Series S, it's actually going to be rendered at 6K.
Ooh.
It's real, and then super sampled down to 4K.
All right, hold on. Is it the Tourist, TourYst? No.
That is the one.
That's the one? Okay.
That is the one. I'll send you a link right now.
Okay. You put it, what you sent me was the Traveler.
Yeah. That was.
I was like, wait a minute.
Wait a second. That's the wrong one.
By Shinion Multimedia.
There you go. There's one from WCC Tech. But what's going on is it's really, and this is what we called it, right? We call these games, the Series X can do up to 8K. Well, we're not doing Call of Duty at 8K. There's no way. There's just too much, right? It's for some people they would call it a simplistic game. There's not much when it comes to details. Everything's blocky, but more detailed than Minecraft. Series X, it will do 8K and then super sampled to like 6K, brought down again. If you have an 8K TV, you'll enjoy it. It's going to be to the full extent that it can do. But it says it's almost like a good CGI movie.
All right, hang on. I'm grabbing the...
Queuing it up.
Well, I'm going to look for a trailer, but I'm queuing up... here's the logo while I go look for that. So. And that's Did you say you had to get up at 4 o'clock in the morning, Dave?
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
That's only a couple hours away. You're good.
I'll be fine. Up at Wawa, get a couple monsters.
Yeah.
There you go.
Okay.
I thought I just put it... Did I not just... I just put the trailer... Come on. Save image. The Tourist. Hold on. See, this is what happens when you try to do this
on the fly.
On the fly.
You're good though, man. You're good. I believe in you.
Thank God somebody does.
I don't believe in Dave though.
Hey, man. Hey. My feelings are non-existent. So screw you, Dreadpool.
Okay, that's it. Where's my Sony connection? I got to report that.
Send it. Yep. Submit it.
So Stubbs says it's 4:32 a.m. in England, so you're already up.
Mm.
Yeah.
So Indy actually, Indy being the.
Thank you, Voxel.
Yep, it does look a little like a Minecraft type game. Going after. Let me look for a. I think my this is sending my PC into a tizzy. Here we go.
Good old Jago. Dragonheart, tell Jago to get over here.
Jago sent me. Game. Brother Drago, I love him.
Appreciate. Yeah. Yep.
Dredd, I'll catch you up on a couple of things you not sure you knew about before, but but Jago really talked me through some stuff over the last week. That's a good man right there. All right, let's see. Here's the best I've got here that I can show. I guess I could show some Digital Foundry.
I found a Games Gone trailer.
Jago!
Yeah, there he is. You just have to say his name.
Yeah, there he is. Once
There
you
he
speak
is.
my name, I appear.
Well, I'm glad we don't have to say it 3 times.
Right. That's how we get Tommy. So. All right, here we go. I want to know actually how I honestly did not realize you were on board with the Amico. I did not realize that, Dredd. I think we lost Dredd again.
Good.
So this does look cool. This is a neat little.
What is it?
I've heard people who played it that said they enjoy it.
So Indy says he really likes it. Yeah. All right. We're giving you free advertising,
This-
Richard Ledbetter, and we're not even having to license it. So, so this runs at 6K downsampled to 4K on the S. Oh,
Alright,
he's
there we
back. There he is.
I'm back.
All right. All right. So tell us more about this, Dredd.
Well, it's a fun little game. I haven't played it yet. I've been waiting to play it. As far as I know, it's on Nintendo and Xbox. I don't know if it's on PlayStation yet.
I
But
think that it
the
is going to
dev-
be.
Okay. Well, the dev said that they're going to have the optimized for Series X and S. And as I said before, the S version will be at a 6K resolution and brought back down. So it's one of the first, as far as I know, Xbox Series S games at 4K. And the X will be rendered at 8K and then brought down super sampled to 6K. So that's good. I mean, I like the fact that the games can be rendered at those higher levels and then brought back down. You know, Titanfall was like that. It was at 6K, brought down to 4K.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Well,
so it's
Well, and if you had, like me, I had gotten the Xbox One X before I had gotten a 4K TV, so everything was super sampled down from, the games that were 4K were super sampled down to 1080p.
Mhm.
And you could definitely tell a difference.
Yeah.
I was looking at my friend's 1S, and it was brought up with the 4K TV that he was on, and I was like, "Oh my God, that's amazing!" But then I looked at the time, I looked at my 1X. I'm trying to make sure I say series and 1 correctly. At my 1X on a 1080p, and it looked crisper. And it's just funny how he had the better resolution, but yet it looked like crap. I had the crappier resolution, but it looked cleaner. And that's going to be the same thing here with the super sampling. Bringing it down will always look better. I mean, you look at how many pictures that we've looked at on PC, and we're like, okay, I can't really make it out. And you open it up, and you're like, it makes no sense now. You got to bring it back down to see that resolution at the smaller resolution where it actually makes sense. Those pixels, just when you expand them, forget it.
What's up, Prophet?
Prophet says, I hope I can have a long beard like that.
Well, thank you. You talking to me or are you talking to Chris? Chris has a good
You.
beard.
That's,
My beard's the best.
yeah.
think?
One thing too, when I'm looking at this, and I remember seeing something about it from Xbox, how a lot of these games, as you saw when they're walking through the game, how up close you see a nice detailed, crisp picture, but at a distance it's kind of blurry a little bit. But as you're walking further in, it starts coming into that clear picture. Like I guess one way how it helps developers, push these games to higher res and frames.
Yeah, with the distance draw, they don't need to put the fake fog anymore. Now you can
Yeah.
actually see in the distance, but you
sorry.
don't need that
Mhm.
detail back there.
No, you
know what I
don't.
mean?
Not until you come up to it, you know.
And when it comes to high fast paced games, a lot of people will sit there and go frame by frame and look at it like, oh my god, look at that mountain. It's so. I'm sorry, if
Yeah.
I'm riding a BMX bike down a trail on a mountain, right? I'm not looking at the distance and going, oh my god, look at that. It doesn't look like. And I'm talking about
Yeah.
real life. I'm busy looking at the ground where I'm going, where my wheels are, and straight ahead where I'm concentrating on, to where I'm going, so I know where to turn or if I'm gonna like hit a tree. You know what I mean? Everything else is in the peripheral. You don't see 100% with your peripheral. You see shadows and images and stuff like that, and people break stuff down too much when it
Yeah.
comes to
Yeah.
these games. We know of other games with pop in. It's going to get with the way the technology is going, we're going to see less pop in. But it's still going to be there at some. It's going to happen. You know what I mean? Until they can develop engines that can bring this stuff ahead of time. But if you're in a fast action pace racing game, you're not going to notice the pop in. You're busy looking right ahead of you.
Right.
Yeah. So you didn't have no problem with Spider-Man with the characters on the boats, right?
I didn't care about that.
I know. I'm just.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's all stupid when people.
Or the
want
blades
to
of grass, like
nitpick.
hey.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
the HDR image on the glass, it doesn't show as much as the actual image behind him of those trees. It's like, come on,
right.
we're nitpicking here.
Right. The puddles.
Puddlegate. Yeah.
Right. Wait, why are we watching Xenoblade Chronicles now? What the hell is? Oh, what is it doing?
I don't know what you're doing
Oh,
here.
look at me! I was trying to be nice to Digital Foundry. I think this is still. Now that's cool. Little drone things. This looks fun.
It looks like a fun game, and from what I've heard from people talk about it, it's very entrancing. Like you get into it.
I can see my kids getting into it too. I could definitely see them enjoying that.
I wonder
And
how
if it-
easy that drone is to fly.
I don't know. Yeah, this would make a great Amigo game. Actually.
So, but yeah, here we are. We're gonna have games that are gonna be cleaned up and looked as if it's Toy Story.
Yeah. All right, so you know what, Dave? Be fair to Dave here for a moment. You said you got Miles Morales on the way, right?
Yes.
So
If I get PS5.
So now, you're gonna go straight to the PS5. You're not gonna play the PS4 version if you don't end up getting a PS5.
No, because I'll get a PS5, eventually.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'll get
I'm
one.
sure there'll be some around the holidays, Christmas.
Yeah, if I don't get one launch day, I'll get one.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Well, and I look. Raise your hand if you played Spider-Man.
Until it got stolen.
I know. All right, raise your
What?
hand.
Wait,
Raise your hand if you platinumed Spider-Man. You suck, doll. You suck.
Do you realize
Suck.
I have tweeting to do? A real job.
He's got game companies to harass.
Game companies to promote. A dog, 2 cats, a child,
Yeah.
a second child,
Okay.
bigger child, I should say. I have a lot going on. I don't really get to sit there playing games. I could have been doing that tonight, but I'm on air with you guys.
I feel like we're like this is
Spotlight
deja
strip.
vu.
I know.
Fraud.
Retro Bro. What's going on, sir?
But no,
Retro Bro.
I actually went back and started playing Spider-Man again, and I'm doing the Plus right now. Because I thought I had finished all the DLC, then I realized I didn't finish the Silver Sable one, and then I had finished that, and then I started playing the Plus. But then again, games came out, and I got into those, so.
All right. Oh, I mean.
Well, you're going to have to beat it on PS4 because your saves won't carry over to PS5 unless
that's right.
Play it again on PS5. As far as
I'll play the Tom Holland version on PS5. It's fine.
Yeah.
I mean, some of us have 3 kids, 2 cats, full-time job, and Twitter and stuff, and still platinum the game. I mean, I'm just saying.
But your kids are also older and don't have to climb on your lap.
I have a 6-year-old.
Still older.
That's all right.
You should let your... Yeah, there you go. 3 kids, 2 cats, plus full-time job. So.
My daughter brings over a chair, brings over a controller and a headset, even though she's not playing. Now she's 7, so she's actually catching on. But she'll sit there and she'll pretend like she's playing, even though I'm the one that's actually playing. And oh, by the way, don't be playing Minecraft Dungeons. I was playing that with the Forking crew, and we're sitting there playing, and next thing you know, we got a 4th person in there. It was my daughter. She figured out how to. Nobody walked her through it. She figured out how to turn it on and join our party. Okay, and then I had to leave. About an hour or so later, I had to leave and do another type of show with somebody else, and I told her get off. We're done here. We're done playing. She was still playing for like another hour with them until she decided that she was going to just play around and not go into the next dungeon. And the whole time she was playing with them, and they're like, "Sorry," click. He's like, "Sorry, man. I had to like hang up on her." I was like, "What are you talking about?" I had no idea. She was still playing with them. But you know what I mean? Kids will do like anything like that. So sometimes it just, it's just finding interest for them, even if it is, pretending to play or playing with others, and for a while there, everybody knows I've been working 70, 80 hours a week. That's my normal schedule.
Wow.
So I got 2 jobs, wife and a kid, dog, no cats.
I walk in the door, and my daughter's usual first thing is, "Daddy play action figures with me?" She likes my wrestling action figures and the big ring and everything like that, so she thinks that's the coolest thing.
That is cool. That is awesome.
All right.
The sentimental path.
Yes. All right, so we are at the 11:46 mark, and I'm officially out of stuff. So.
Yeah, that's not I mean, the only other thing I saw Falconeer, they talked about that optimized for SX for up to 120 FPS. That'll launch on the day the Series X and S come out.
If I recall, that one there was also higher rendered and then super sampled down.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good looking game. Not a Game Pass though, but.
Yeah, I thought it was Game Pass.
The Mean Greens trailer.
I think some more people thought that. I think even their publisher, at one point said it was in Game Pass, but that's apparently not true. Or not true anymore. Maybe they thought about it.
I don't know if it's a big deal to y'all, but in the Discord, I posted Larry Herb about the Xbox One media remotes.
Oh, yeah.
We'll continue to work with Xbox Series S, XS. As part of our commitment that you can bring your existing accessories forward with you, the design team hid the IR receiver inside the bind button.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. I looked at the close-up. I was like, wow. They did a really good job with that. They
don't have any room to put it anywhere else because it's so compact. Yeah. It's like, wow, some engineering down there.
Yeah, I mean, that's a tight spot to put it inside the sync button or bind button. But yeah, that was really cool because I was wondering about that. In the meantime, I'm sitting there thinking to myself, I get the carry Rock Band over and everything. This is awesome. But what do we do with the controller? I'm like, it's just, we're not watching TV anymore. It's not about TV. But yet PlayStation shows a remote control, something that looks like a Kinect. I'm like, do we just do a role reversal between the two?
Yeah. It almost seems that way.
It is strange how that works, but I think overall, I mean, the PS5 is still games are going to look great on there, play great, but it is crazy how the roles have kind of reversed a little bit. But no matter, you can't let that stuff really get to you or make a big deal about it.
Well, I want to Connect back. I want my Connect 3.0.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean,
in fact,
what's a dance game without a Connect? I mean,
you use your phone.
No, how can you do your phone?
That's not
Whatever. It's like yeah.
Yeah, that image.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
They got out of
dancing, although.
But they got out of making the Kinect. So now, didn't they allow that you can use some aftermarket cameras?
But that's
attached to your Xbox?
Yeah, but that was for picture-in-picture stuff where you would broadcast a mixer or Twitch.
Not for any of the gaming. Right?
Not for the gaming because of the technology in the Kinect. But there is Kinect Azure, which airports are using, and that's even more advanced. And they would do like a body scan, and they would put 3 of them to surround you. They also had just regular Kinect Azures out in the just like a camera, just looking out there across the whole airport to see more information, and they would also get body counts. So because now you can see and determine that this is a body, they could do actual literally counting on how much people are walking past in transportation. Now they already have that in cameras, as straight up cameras doing that, but this is now with more technology behind it than just a video source tracking with a computer in the background. This has got a computer inside it doing all this, and a computer in the background backing it. Mm-hmm. So there's a lot of stuff. Granted, I deal with this, for what I do for work. License plate cameras, all that stuff.
Yeah.
I have a client that does stuff like that.
3.0.
Yeah.
I would don't let me pour one out. Let me pour one out for the Kinect.
Yeah.
I'll never understand it. Never understand it. Fantasia needed a sequel.
Mm-hmm. What?
Oh, there was a neat game. So in all seriousness, with when the Xbox One came out and the second Kinect came out, there was a game that came out from Harmonix. So Harmonix from Rock Band, right? And it was called Fantasia something Evolved.
I think it was Fantasia Evolved.
Yeah, hold on. Xbox One. Fantasia. Yes, Fantasia Evolved. And Music Evolved. Fantasia Music Evolved.
There you go.
And what was neat about it was you were either you and another person were kind of being like Mickey Mouse and the Sorcerer's Apprentice, right? There would be songs all around that would play, and anything. I mean, it was like rock, pop, hip hop, that kind of stuff, and you would make hand motions to things going on the screen. And what was really cool about it was my son and I used to play it a lot, and there were times when you could change the music. So you could be doing like Forget You from CeeLo Green, right? And at some point in the song, you had an option to change the rhythm to bongos or like a Latin kit. And then you could change the guitar sound to like a ukulele or something stupid. But it would all mesh together and it would all sound really cool. But you'd have this option to do that. And then you unlocked other parts of the game by your score. Those are the things that Kinect did that were really fun and got your family involved. Crispy Bomb, what's up, brother? Another game, a game that Peter and I played with Dead Rising 4. And I used to love the fact that if you had the Kinect hooked up and you were trying to escape the zombies, you were hiding out and you sneezed or coughed, the zombies would turn around and find you because you made a sound. I forgot who it was who told me they had NBA 2K, whatever at the time was, and if you cussed, you got a technical foul. I mean, so that's the cool stuff that did, and just I thought that was much more innovative than than other things, and they took that innovation away because not many people
It's because everybody's afraid. They were all afraid that they were being watched. But yet Alexa,
right. Yeah, some people, yeah.
She, who should not be said that I just said, well, is okay to be in your house. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So it's just they were way ahead of their time. They came out with an attachment to the console that blew up, and then they decided they were going to force it on you. And then being ahead of its time, it was just a no-win situation. They put themselves in that position. You know what I mean? And that's the unfortunate part. If they didn't force it on you and they left it alone and let some of the best games were made by Rare. For that console or for the Kinect. So you look at it like that. If they didn't do that, we would probably still have it, and it would probably be just as valid as a Rock Band guitar.
Yeah. What's up, RG2?
Whatever, RG2. And Prophet said, okay, nerds, I'm going to listen and sweat it out on BO3.
Yeah. One thing I would say on like the Kinect and all that, I mean, that stuff was cool, but like Mike said, unfortunately, not as many people, it's not trending anymore. Nowadays, it's about VR,
But they could use that. They could have used that for VR because they don't need a base station. They already had a base station.
But we all know how the thing is with Xbox. They had to do a 180. They had to go back to the drawing board and rebuild that foundation, and that stuff's just not on their radar right now. Maybe down the road, we'll get another form of the Kinect, but
I think that ship is sailed.
It's sailed. Yeah. They're using it for commercial now. They're not.
Yeah, they are. But I mean, if let's say Xbox does decide to support some kind of VR or whatever, maybe they will have a smaller version of the Kinect that people can buy on the side, if they want. But
that's possible. It's possible.
But a lot of these,
probably not anymore though.
Yeah,
just look at all the
Retro Bro, if you're still in the chat, man, check your DMs.
Yeah, because they could still. There's guys right now. In the past, I'm assuming they're still messing with it now. But in the past, they were able to break down how the Kinect saw you, and it was able to see your bone structure and say, okay, and they would draw a stick figure of you and know your bone structure to know where you were in space, how big you really were in size when it comes to a stick figure. And if you had, if you were sitting down, it knew that you were sitting down. You know what I mean? So it had multiple things going on at the same time between the infrared, the camera, and the sound. You know what I mean? It had spatial awareness, you know? So there was a lot of stuff going on, and unfortunately, like I said, they pushed too hard, and then we know what happened after that. They had to turn around and distance themselves from it.
Yeah, they didn't keep supporting it with other studios and make games with it, and kids enjoyed it when it was out. Last gen and all that, it was trending. But kids nowadays, they're all on that mobile touchscreen stuff. So
that's the one thing I am doing. I don't care what anybody says. I could be stupid for all I care. I'm hooking up a Kinect to my Series X, and I want to see what happens. I'm just curious. I know it's not going to work like a Kinect, but I'm just curious to see what's going to happen. Is it going to
maybe we'll see that just as a camera, you know?
Right, that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Is it going to just work as a camera? How's the audio going to work? What's it going to do? I'm curious to see what it's going to do because it's not going to be a Kinect, plain and simple. It's going to turn into a webcam, but I want to see what's.
You will see Don Metric go scrolling by on the screen like this.
With a 360 in his hand.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
He's in a submarine.
Yeah. Remember, even like bowling and stuff. That's so much fun.
Yeah.
I was. So, you guys do know that the original Kinect Sports it was one of the top selling games of Rare's like all time.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, and the Kinect itself. Remember, the Kinect was in the Guinness Book of World Records as one of the fastest selling accessories ever. The first Kinect. So Kinect Sports was. I get it. I think what happened was people started saying that Rare just became, the Kinect and Avatar store. So there was a stigma there. But like Kinect Sports Rivals, you had the the rock climbing. You had the rock climbing. You had all kinds of neat stuff. The jet skiing.
The jet skiing.
It wasn't that bad. I just maybe people were just tired of it by then. I don't know. And I also think the gaming landscape was different. Microsoft. I know our friend Juan Gallardo always talks about it. That Microsoft has he calls it a headwind, right? But some of that attributes to the fan base in a way in those early days not knowing what it wanted. Not buying the stuff that supported it. Kinect Sports Rivals didn't do nearly as much as the original Kinect Sports did. And I think
they should have bundled it with the thing. Remember with the Wii and the Wii Sports that was bundled in?
Yeah, it was bundled.
Yeah.
It would have been great.
And also, at least it makes it like, your $100 more because of Kinect, but at least you get,
right.
Good game with it that supports the Kinect.
Yeah.
Hey, quick shout out to Dragonheart, Yobi. Gents, if you all had your own studios collectively, what type of groundbreaking game would you make?
Ooh.
Peace, love, life.
Well, thank you, Dragonheart. All right, so let's start with Dave. Dave, if you had your own studios, what would you make? What would groundbreaking?
Groundbreaking?
Yeah.
It's a hard question. Because automatically I go to wrestling. I mean, but how can I make it groundbreaking? The wrestling code's already going to do that.
Kinect wrestling game.
Yes.
It would be cool though if you could like strip down superheroes and like actually have a legit like superhero wrestling game. I tend to do this often in wrestling games though, like download community creation superheroes and make them wrestle each other. Because I think that's cool. You take away the powers and everything, and you just make them wrestle, see who wins. So that'd be kind of cool. But
okay.
I would like to see what's a game like a Wolverine, legit just Wolverine game would be pretty cool. Kind of like how Batman was.
All right. Yeah. Well, Batman, I thought the Batman series was pretty groundbreaking at the time, like Arkham Knight or Arkham Asylum rather.
Well, there is a new one coming.
Yeah. With Nightwing and all that, Batgirl. But I thought at the time, so yeah, that's a good one, Dave. All right, Chris.
I guess I'm gonna go with Star Wars. If I had a studio, and if I could make a deal with Disney to do Star Wars games, I would like to have an RPG, like a Witcher 3 type Star Wars game. Look at Cyberpunk. I can imagine having having a Star Wars game in Coruscant. Huge open Coruscant world. Go through all the different levels. There's a lot of depth in that world and that planet. So, but I wouldn't just stick with RPGs. I would do Star Wars. Yeah, like KOTOR 3. I would do different types of genres of a Star Wars. Tell me why. I would do a Star Wars game like that, and maybe like a different styles. But Star Wars everything.
Star Wars everything. All right. Dragonheart says Connect Wrestling game was Hulk Hogan's main event. I didn't even know. So, all right.
I would include Xbox.
Shut up.
The only good wrestling game Xbox had was when they had Raw on the original Xbox. That game was awesome.
That was pretty good.
They include the live motion wrestling screens and stuff, like match screens. That was cool.
That was cool. That was a good game. I'm still looking for another copy of that game.
What about the Pro Fire Team that you could play with your avatars?
I don't remember that one. Was that
was on the 360?
60?
Yep.
Yeah.
Ooh. Okay. I might have to look at that. Oh. All right, Peter. Groundbreaking game.
Groundbreaking game. Well, I'm not sure if that's that groundbreaking, but I would do a kind of a submarine racing game where you have ballistic missiles that you can shoot, and it's kind of almost like a Dead Race with submarines. Crazy.
Oh. Submarine racing game. I don't think anybody has done that.
No, I know. It's very original. You heard it here first.
First sub's going to have HTK on the side of it.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
Right. He's in the sub.
He's in the sub.
and in the subs are nothing but Xbox 360s, because if you're stuck in a submarine underneath, we have a console for
that.
Well, they also were they were using 360s for controllers to control part of the sub in real life. And then they moved on to the Xbox Ones.
Yeah.
All right, so Dread.
Well, Fastback took it away from me, but I'm going to go with Star Wars also. I want to bring back the old Star Wars and Super Star Wars platformers. I want to do some of that. I want to bring back Project 1313. Yes. I want to bring back some, literally everything that you can do with Star Wars. I mean, there's so many different genres that you can do in the gaming for Star Wars. You can do, like we said, KOTOR. We could do, any kind of RPG setup that you want, and everybody can have their version of it. We could do a Wasteland version of, Star Wars, where you can have your guys out there. So it's not a KOTOR. It's not just, another rehash. Now you're expanding it to different levels of RPG. You have your action titles, you have your shooters. So, if you wanted to, you could do your, like a SOCOM shooter too. So it throws, there's so much history and lore, even though you might want to call it legacy because that's what they're doing now. But you got all that stuff from back then, and you just bring it back as legacy. I mean, we had, what was it, Republic Commandos.
Oh, yes.
So stuff like that. That's a lot of stuff we're missing. We had a Star Wars Connect game. Yeah. And, well, that's what 1313 was supposed to be. It was supposed to be Boba Fett, right? That's the theory.
And that was on Coruscant too. That scene.
Yes.
Also.
So and you're an up and coming Boba Fett. But what if you're just an up and coming Mandalorian and you deal with Boba Fett, or what if you are Boba Fett? I mean, who doesn't want to be Boba Fett most of the times? You can do stuff like that. You could be a Jedi. We've had first-person lightsaber games, per se, shooters, but it's a lightsaber, You had Dark Forces. Who remembers that from the PC days? That was phenomenal.
Dark Forces, Shadow of the Empire, Jedi Knight.
that's one that needs to come back as Shadow of the Empire.
Yes. Yeah, that was a great game.
You know what I mean? There's so much versatility. I mean, you're looking at Shadow of the Empire being a combo game because what was it? Rogue Squadron.
Rogue Squadron.
There we go.
Yeah. Rogue One. Yeah.
Rogue,
Rogue
yeah.
Squadron.
So you had that as a flight simulator, but it was behind the plane. So they were also at those times doing stuff with the technology that wasn't there yet. Now we've got technology that we can bring those old games back and just do something even better than what they envisioned back then.
Infinite says, "Oh my God, you guys still going?" Started talking about games.
Hey man, we talk about Star Wars. I keep going.
No, hey, Dreadpool, we need to do a Star Wars show.
Okay.
Because I could talk that all day too.
Yeah, we could talk. I could talk Star Wars video gaming all day. Poor Dave. Dave is falling asleep.
When we had AJ on, he would love to do a Star Wars.
It was funny. We would play Star Wars Monopoly, and my one buddy has all the movies down because he would sleep to them. And you put it up, and that's it. He's out. But he knows them like all the way through. So anytime it was something that had to do with the movies, and this is the original trilogy, he had it down. He knew the answer before you even had to give him the options. Then it came to the extended universe. Okay, they're all like looking at each other. And I'm like, come on, man, this common sense. It's like this, because I read the books. I was doing all this stuff, So when the cartoons came out and they had Thrawn back, I was like, holy cow, he's back in the lore, because he was wiped off with Legacy, So
Rebels.
Yeah, there was so much in the Legacy. That's why I said bring back the Legacy stuff too. Just label it as Legacy so that way people know it's not part of Disney's Star Wars anymore, or the movies, or the cartoons, CGI, whatever you want.
They could do spin-offs. It doesn't have to be canon. Like you said, just put Legacy on it.
Yeah, and on top of that, if you do that's anything with this part of the universe that we are now that's official, it's a spin-off yet again. You don't have to put Legacy on it. And there's so much in there that you could do, and it's a game for everybody. We don't have to have Super Lucky's Tale Star Wars, but we can have some, what I mean?
Dave.
Let's not go overboard.
With Winnie the Pooh, though. The Super Lucky Tales Winnie the Pooh game would be awesome.
Yeah.
Who doesn't love Winnie the Pooh?
Square Enix can make it. They love to make games like that.
I'm playing as Tigger.
That's right. Because Tiggers are wonderful things.
So you can bounce on the
rubber in their tails.
Yeah.
Well, for me, and I've been saying this about what I'm hoping to see from the initiative, I want to see I would make a just downright 100% super groundbreaking spy game. Something where you take the elements of the old Bond games back when Activision had Bond and Bond was cool, and get all the good parts of Perfect Dark, get all the good parts of and even like the good parts of Hitman, because Hitman had a little spy element to it, although you were a hitman. But I just want to make this spy game where you had all the where you had your gadgets, and you could do your driving scenes had the cool cars, and totally mission based, like a Bond movie kind of game, but just have everything you need to be the perfect spy. And then we call it Johnny English 4.
Oh, I had a better name for it.
What?
Star Wars Burn Notice. Could you imagine that? Star Wars Burn Notice? That
Oh
would be
my
funny.
God.
I love that show.
Power Rangers game would be awesome.
They've got quite a few of them.
Yeah, they've had some Power Rangers games.
But not like a Batman style or anything like that.
Yeah.
I think
They have fighting games, but not like real games. Like an Avenger style game with the Power Rangers.
See, now that would be cool, like a co-op, like 4 or 5 player, and each of you could pick one of the Power Rangers. And then you guys could pick your swords.
That was Ryan Williamson's suggestion, by the way.
Oh, so you stole someone's suggestion.
No, I was just bringing it to light because you're ignoring the chat.
I'm trying not to.
But you are.
The chat's been on fire all night.
Shit. Give me a Voltron game. That'd be badass.
Ooh. Have we had a Voltron game? I don't think I've ever seen a Voltron game unless I just missed it.
There.
Hold on, let me see. There was Defender of the Universe for the PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360. It did not do very well.
That's why you haven't heard of it.
That's why they need to come back and make another one. Because, like I said, a lot of the stuff that they did back then, okay, you got to remember, because we're going to go back to Mike's favorite part of the gen, which is when they first started doing 360s, right? Or not 360, but 3D in games. Because you had your shmups and all that, and then you started going into more the 3D stuff. And the camera controls are bad. Not everything's the same. I mean, I literally just bought Dead to Rights, and the camera control is reverse, and I can't change it. And it's so infuriating, and that's a OG Xbox game. But stuff like that, you had was it Onishima, where the camera control was locked in and you couldn't change it, kind of like the original Resident Evil games. As soon as you get into a certain spot, it changed. But if you weren't there, it didn't change, and you couldn't get to what you needed to get to. When you bring games back of those caliber that were so good back then that we remember, don't bring it back and remaster it like it is, or whatever you want to call it. Just literally remake it and give us a new game like the new Resident Evils have done. Give us something new and still, an homage to the original game. There's so many games like that. This game here probably would be a good game because a lot of us would probably buy it because of the nostalgia of it. And if it's a good game, it'll grow from there. We'll have kids. How many of us we talked about? We had kids. They'll probably sit there and watch us play it, and they'll be playing too, right along with us.
True. So I hope that answered your question. Did you get my message earlier? Let me know. Did I? If I didn't,
you
I'm
said
so sorry.
About a
Oh yes, I did answer that. Yes,
yeah.
I was. I'm always looking for those. Raw 2. I'm trying to remember. Give me a second. Raw 2. Because I think it was still WWF Raw back then, wasn't it?
WWE.
Was it called WWE at that point?
Yep. WWE Raw 2.
Yeah.
It was on the OG Xbox. And that was it.
Yep. Ruthless Aggression. Because also the one that I had, the one I've got that I put in that video that last time you were on, Dave, when I did the wrestling video, was WrestleMania, and that was out on the Xbox as well.
GameCube.
And that was out on the Xbox too.
Was it?
Yep, it was Xbox, GameCube, PS. So.
There is a different WrestleMania one because WrestleMania 18 and 19 were the Nintendo wrestling games because you had the SmackDown series on PlayStation, the Raw series on Xbox. So you had WrestleMania 18, 19, and then you had Day of Reckoning 1 and 2. And then that was it.
All right, then 21 must have been Xbox only.
21?
Yep.
WrestleMania 21? There was a game for that?
Yeah. It was WrestleMania 21, Become a Legend. It came out on the Xbox April 2005. So yeah.
Was there a WrestleMania 20 game?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I also Dragonheart and I might be kindred spirits. I also have a modded OG Xbox that I use it as my Sega CD player because I don't have a Sega CD and I have the pound HDMI cable. So that's my Sega CD, and I haven't put Xbox games on the hard drive because I need a bigger hard drive for it. But yeah, that's what I use for Sega CD and 32X games because I can't because I just don't have the console anymore. So. All right, we are now at 12:19. Good job, guys. Half hour of talking games.
Yeah.
Hey, who would have thought, right?
I know. So, all right, but Dave, I've watched Dave nod off a couple times, so this is not fair to keep him up.
I'm not nodding.
Dude, I saw you. Your eyes were closed 2 or 3 times, dude.
What?
Yes. We have it on. We have it on video.
He's like, Dreadpool's talking. Screw this guy. I'm closing my eyes.
I will give him this. His voice is kind of soothing.
He is.
What is? I don't see it. But okay. I've heard that even by the people we've interviewed, and I'm like, what? So, thank you. And Daz loves my voice too. He likes to go to bed hearing my voice. I don't know what that means, but okay.
I bet he does.
You have to count down, and then he falls asleep.
He just listens to me ramble on.
Real quick, Ryan Williamson asked thoughts on Retro Pocket 2. Rick.
Oh,
Isn't
that's
that like a.
I don't even know what that is.
That's the what's that game?
Handheld.
Yeah, it's that one game company that does the. They just released it, right? Mm-hmm. And they got a new console they just released too, or releasing. This is all by memory.
Console retro mini game player, 3.5-inch screen, about 150.
All right. So, real quick, and then we'll call it a night. I did want to ask you about. So, I started to ask you about your. How did you get interested in the Amico, Dread? Because I don't know if I knew this about you last time we talked. How did you get interested in it?
Tommy. One of the first times Tommy was on here talking about it.
Okay.
And I was like, oh, okay. So I've been, you guys promoting it. Like I said, I don't listen to a lot of the bigger people that talk because a lot of times they just talk because they're paid to talk. Okay. I listen to the people that I respect, the people that are in the community, so yeah, this person might have 2 followers, but guess what? They communicate properly. They go through and they have, a mutual respect for gaming and just decency with people. You know what I mean? So yeah, I'm one of the 2 people that follow this person, but I will respect with what they say because, we need to gather the information from many different angles. So with what you guys say, yeah, you guys are hyped about it. So I'm going to be hyped about it. But I'm also looking to see what else is going on. And when Tommy was talking about everything, I mean, we all remember when Jay was on and he was saying, I'm one-handed. And Tommy's like, not a problem.
Yep.
Not a problem. You can do this. And Jay's like, okay, I'm sold. Because Tommy's got that drive behind him. He's so hyper about it. He loves what he's doing. He loves talking about what he's been working on and making. You know what I mean? So you see that passion behind it. And it's, you're talking about games are going to be about $10. Games, there are certain games that are going to be made exclusively for it. There's certain games that, yeah, they might be out somewhere else, but they're going to make it exclusive of their version for the Amico. You're talking about the stories that he talked about when he was making Earthworm Jim and the cow and all that. I mean, you hear all this stuff from the guy that's putting out this game. He's not a corporate guy like, here you go, here's your specs, here's your this, here's your that. This is, if you don't like it, go buy the old system, and play in a submarine. You know what I mean? He's not your normal corporate person. He's very down to earth. He's personable. He actually cares. You see this, and when you see people caring what they're talking about and what their product is that they're bringing out, it makes you sit up and look at it and say, okay, this might be a viable thing to do. I mean, I brought it up and you shot me down because I wanted to laugh at it more so than promote it. Atari V whatever crap that it is, and the cryptocurrency that they're doing. What are they doing? They don't even know. You know what I'm saying? Tommy knows what he's doing with the Amico. It's coming out. It's not just a rehash of why is this even here other than just nostalgia to say Atari. Whoopie-doo. Amico's not just nostalgia. There's more to it. Is nostalgia involved? Yes. But there's more to it. He's building it like this. And even on the last time I was in the chat, I was like, look, my wife likes to strafe a lot when she walks forward because she's a left-hander. It's just one of those things that she does and she doesn't realize it, so I pick on her on it. We have fun. But he's like, it won't be a problem. Left-handers can play it, just like we said earlier. He told Jay, one-handed people can play it, not a big deal. It's made for everybody. My kid can play it. I don't have to worry about, is she going to be playing Call of Duty where she's playing the campaign and it's, quite a big gory, or if she's playing like a horror movie like Scorn. I mean, it's a horror game, whatever. But you're talking about a game like Scorn, where they have moist whatever we'll leave it at that.
Right.
But you know what I'm saying? I don't have to worry about that with her. He brought up the whole Sesame Street. I was listening to it going like, hell, I want to play it. You know what I mean? I want to try it out. And I know my she's 7 years old. She's over the recommended age, but I think she'll enjoy it too. You know what I mean?
Right.
This is something, and it's literally a couch co-op system. So yeah, are we going to play it? Sure. Are we going to sit there and complain that we can't play our friends, online? No, I have an Xbox for that. I have a PlayStation for that. I've got a PC for that. You know what I'm saying? So it doesn't have to fit the niche like everybody else's. It's doing its own thing, and it knows what it is, and it's not trying to sell you the moon. You know what I mean? He's selling you what it is, and he's telling you 100% what they're putting into it. He's honest about it. He's giving you guys the behind the scenes stuff that nobody ever talks about, and even the breakdowns that we've seen between PlayStation and Xbox, we don't see some of the stuff that he went into. Why these set of consoles are going to be $20 more or $10. I forgot what the price was. I think it was $20 more. But why it's going to be more? Because of the paint that they have to inject into it at a certain time for it to look like that.
It's crazy. And when they knew that they were going to run into a delay, he has been so transparent about it. He was on here in June talking about how you guys remember, Chris, Peter, how they had to make a decision by August 1, and they were having trouble getting FCC regulations. You got to get all the testing and stuff done. And he was very flat out. We may have to push this thing.
And it was heartbreaking.
It was heartbreaking. But I will say this, and he laughs at me when I tell him this, and it's kind of neat. I always talk about how surreal it is to become friends with him. Whenever he sees me in a show now, he calls me his brother from another Jewish mother. But he laughs at this because that his delay actually allowed me to now get all three consoles. So I'm gonna get the Series X now, the Amico in April, and then the PS5, the digital version, holiday next year. So otherwise, I would only have the Amico this year. Honestly, that's what I was saving up for. That's what I was ready for. But moving it, that's the one good thing about it moving it. But I'm sad too because there's a lot that I want to do. Did you play did you get the Breakout demo?
Oh yeah.
Is that not incredible? Did you get Chris, Peter? Did you guys play that yet?
Yeah, I posted my high score.
That's right. You did.
Discord.
You did.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the kind of stuff. So, Dave, do you know anything about the Intellivision Amico?
Only what I've seen you guys talk about.
How old are your kids? You said they climb on your lap?
2 and 9.
All right, your 9-year-old, this is like right up the alley for.
Yeah, but the PS5 is more important.
Man.
But it
the
doesn't cost that much.
Right. That's right, it doesn't.
No, but I don't have the money for both.
So, well, the other one comes out, I mean, the Amico comes out in April. So
You got to remember, us essential workers didn't get that extra bonus $600 for sitting on our asses or anything. So,
What's funny is I was furloughed and I still didn't get that extra $600. I didn't even get the time out that I was furloughed and I was supposed to get it. No, I didn't get any of it. Yeah, so I literally ate it all because my area just sat on their ass and I kept on calling them up and I would, we're working on the computer right now. We're trying to figure out what's going on and click after 6 hours of sitting on the phone.
My location where I normally work got shut down, and we were given the option to either don't work and go on unemployment unpunished, or keep working. Only me and the chef kept working.
Yeah, it was mandatory. We all had to take a certain amount of time out, but the rest of the company still stayed up and running and working.
Yeah, well, our company was up and running. It's just, me and the chef both got placed to other places. I bounced around to a couple different locations.
I will say it was. I'm in the IT field, and I got lucky. My wife and I were able to work through this. My wife works for Nielsen, their ratings company, and so they had everybody at home. And I work from home anyway. My company is we've always been very a culture of remote. So it got very lucky that our clients still needed IT, especially through COVID, because everybody started to work from home. We got busier than I think we ever had been. It was crazy. So I feel lucky, and I didn't feel bad for people who couldn't work. I mean, it sucks. It sucks.
This is the first time I actually said about not getting my money. You know what I mean? Because there's other people in worse condition than I am. You know what I mean? So you got to remember that. So yeah, don't pity party me. That's for sure. There's people that are still suffering now that haven't been able to get back on their feet.
Yeah. First things first. We've got to get through this.
Yep.
So, all right. Now we're at 12:30. We actually fit COVID in here somehow. So, all right. Anybody have anything else? I've been enjoying this. Don't get me wrong, but does anybody have anything else, or are we ready
I could bitch about GameStop for a little bit, but
what about GameStop?
I tried to sign up for Pro because they had a very special last weekend. That you get like 10,000 points if you subscribe and other stuff. So I tried to do that, and my account was all FUBAR. So I created a new account, and that account was not FUBAR, but I couldn't purchase it, and it's telling me I tried different payment methods and still didn't want to work. So at a certain point, I said like, F it. So then, what was it? I even called them up, and they were not very helpful, and it's like, forget about it. But then our good friend Nate, he was Oh, and then I was with that second account that is set up. At that point, it said like you have to do it in a store. It's like, what the heck? Why do I have to go to a store to upgrade my simple account to a pro account? It's like
Yeah, that doesn't make sense. They didn't have their Surface Pros yet.
Yeah.
So-
that just, yeah.
But our friend Nate helped me out, so I got my 10,000 points. I'm still not pro, so because I had to go to the store. So I will see when I do that. But that's funny.
Wow. It's
So that was my GameStop experience.
yeah. I guess that's Microsoft to the rescue.
I don't know.
No.
Hopefully, it's not one of their other ambitious investments.
Right.
That's weird that they weren't helpful though, because I called them the other day because I redeemed a coupon and I couldn't find it anywhere, like my points, and they just gave me the 15,000 points back, no questions asked. They're like, here, whatever.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. Then I ordered a Talking Buddy the Elf with it.
Yeah, I don't know. So far, GameStop has been very iffy for me, and this past year. So.
All right. So, anything else?
Reward points are awesome.
Yes.
I bought my Xbox. Wink, wink, Dave. I bought my Xbox Series X for $200. Not kidding.
Awesome. Oh, but talking about points, I don't know who signed up for the Game Fest, virtual Game Fest, and it's like, yay! Thanks for participating. Here's 200 points. It's like 200 points or whatever. That's like 8 cents or something. Come on, that was some people were upset, like, oh, but rewards is not in my country. It's like, well, I don't know if you should be more angry about it not being in your country, or like the measly 200 points you're getting. That's not worth anything. But but hey, thou shalt not look a gift horse in the mouth.
Nope.
Exactly. All right. Dave, anything else from you?
Go to Pro Wrestling Tees and buy my shirts. Then I could buy the Amico.
Hey, there you go. There you go. George says he's still getting his Purple Galaxy Amico. By the way, that's so.
I call mine the Tron version. It's the graphite black.
I can't come off of the. I was close to maybe going from the wood grain to the graphite black until I saw the latest wood grain, and I'm back on the wood grain.
I wish I had ordered the wood grain back when it was the Founders Edition, and I didn't. So I'm kicking myself in the head for that one. But I'm happy with the graphite black nonetheless, because the wood grain I would never open.
Oh, yeah. There's some good colors though.
Yeah, it was pretty neat. Well, like I said, even if you weren't interested in it, it was interesting to hear how they were doing the colors and why the colors were they were. You know what I mean? It was interesting to hear all this stuff that you never really don't hear about.
Agreed. They still, I know Pete and the guys up in Canada still want that GTO red. So Coop Dave wants to know, where do you buy the shirts? You are welcome to put it. You're welcome to put it in the chat too if you want, if it'll let you.
I might not link it, but I'll at least put it, I think. ProWrestlingTees.com/DD merch has all my shirts on there. One is the graphic of me in Retromania, and then the latest is the King of the Downvote shirts. So I did make a shirt out of Virtual Basement's Discord hating me. That's what...
All right, Chris. Anything else?
Nope, I'm good.
All right, Peter.
I think we got a lot
No.
of.
Yeah, we did.
Oh, real quick. Give
See.
a shout out to Indie Gamer. We're gonna we got codes for Cake Bash. It's an indie game that just came out, or is coming out soon on Steam. I'm not. I think it is going to come on all platforms, but so we're going to try to get together and stream that. It's a multiplayer game, and we're going to stream that Saturday.
Oh, very nice.
So keep an eye on that, and hopefully a couple weeks, I guess we'll have the next indie game podcast show.
Oh, Reg. Excellent. Oh, you know what? That's a good idea. You know what? I will put the link to that in the description of the chat of the video. So come back, and you'll see the Pro Wrestling Tees.
Nice.
Yeah, because I put it in and it come up in the chat. So.
All right. So how else can they find you, Dave? How else can the good people find you?
Twitter at ed_Dave_Doll_19. Instagram at Dave_Doll_19. Facebook, just search my name. I think that's it. YouTube, just Google Dave Doll Versus. You can watch me be an a-hole to people.
All right. And Dread, anything else you'd like to discuss tonight while we're still up?
No, I just want everybody to have a happy time gaming. Enjoy what they do.
Oh yeah, brother.
Nice.
What's next on the tour? Where's your next?
Where are you going next?
Tour stop.
This is actually the last stop for the tour itself. But I am a panel member tomorrow with Breakfast with Boom, 10 a.m.
Ah,
Oh, nice.
very nice.
So not just Gaming Beyond the Box on Wednesday nights at 8 p.m. Eastern. And then on top of that, by the way, we also do Playcasters on Saturdays. But I won't be there for this month because I host a house. And we do haunting and all that at a new location. So we have a train that goes through our house. So, I scared the crap out of people.
Okay.
So, but you're the last stop on the tour. So
Awesome.
here we are.
Nice.
Yeah.
But you can always find me on Twitter at Dreadpool. The O's are actually zeros. YouTube, gamertag, and I'm still trying to debate if I'm going to still get my free Stadia or not. But I'm still getting Stadia for free, and it's all capitals, all letters, Dreadpool.
All right.
My DMs are always open, so I'd like to thank you guys.
Oh,
Dave,
yeah.
Thanks for being a sport of having me on here, and we'll talk some smack again. But the
Pleasure
chat,
all
like it was all yours. No problem.
all yours.
And where can they find you on the social medias?
Twitter, YouTube, gamertag, Stadia.
Gamertag Stadia. Gamertag Stadia. Okay, gotcha.
Yes. It's all Dreadpool.
Talk for a second.
Twitter, it's all is the O's are zeros.
Yep. Which
But
I
then
put
I
in
also
here.
then I also do Breaking Bread with Dread, and that's
Right.
that is on if you look up Dreadpool at Anchor. I'm sorry, Dreadpool / where was it? Oh, anchor.fm/Dreadpool. My bad. I was reversing them. That's why it didn't sound right. You go there, and it's got links to the 9 different platforms that I'm on for the audio portion of podcast. So, like I said, I invite guests over to a restaurant. We sit down there, we eat, and it's all organic. I have a list of topics, and we just scroll off and talk about whatever, anything in life, anything going on.
Uh-oh.
Thanks. Oh, he's frozen again.
Strike again.
Why do you keep doing that, Dave?
Every
Doll?
time I talk about it, man, every time he makes me.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
So, but yeah, is the food organic? Sometimes it is. Sometimes it has antibiotics. I don't know what to tell you, but yeah, the conversation's organic. Put it that way. and we go from there. You know, you never know what we're gonna get, and you'll never know what we're gonna get. But we'll talk about it. And like I said, for the foodies, they want me to describe the food more often, so now I'm getting some foodies following. You know.
Nice.
Eventually, once we get over this pandemic thing and I can start traveling, I'm going to be reaching out to more personalities.
Well, when you come to Maryland, when you get to Maryland, here I am.
Well, I have a question. Since you're from Maryland there, Mike, you have to know the band Jimmy's Chicken Shack.
Who doesn't know Jimmy's Chicken Shack?
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't know Jimmy's Chicken Shack.
Are you kidding me?
What about Laughing Colors?
They only had one good song, though, as far as I remember.
That's Maryland. Baltimore, right?
They have plenty of good songs.
And, and of course, Crack the Sky.
Fun fact, Jamie Haha is actually my second cousin.
Oh, no kidding.
Yes, sir.
See, small world. See, Dragon's got two brothers who live out here. I might be one of them, Dragonheart. I might be one of them. You never know. So,
Yeah.
Maybe
you, Jago, and Yobi, you're all related.
Yep. And Generational Gamer.
Yeah.
So,
what?
Who's literally out here.
And Dragonheart, welcome to the NLG
welcome.
family, brother.
Welcome. Hey, look, I'm not gonna lie. I was scrounging for topics tonight, but we're a couple of weeks away from launch. Things are gonna
Less than
heat up.
3 weeks.
Yep.
Man.
Things are gonna heat up very quickly. As JR says, business is about to pick up. So
I was going to say, that's no pun intended, right?
Jerry Lawler said that one.
No, JR says that.
Not as much as Lawler.
I think Lawler says it now that JR is gone, but JR was really the one who really said that. That was his line.
He was more Slobberknocker.
Yeah, he did a lot. He had Slobberknocker a lot, but
I'm so old that when you say JR, I think about that. You know, the Dallas.
Dallas.
Jim Ross, one of the greatest wrestling commentators to ever live.
Yep. It's amazing that they've got that AEW has pretty much two of my favorites. Because I was also a very, very big Tony Schiavone fan. Very big Tony Schiavone fan.
I thought you were going to say Taz.
No. I didn't dislike Taz, but he wasn't great. I tolerated Mike Tenay. I know a lot of people didn't like Mike Tenay, but I liked some of the. I liked that he could tell you what the wrestling moves were. But
the professor.
But Jim Ross and Tony Schiavone, those are I loved Tony Schiavone back in the day, and so.
Have you watched AEW?
Yeah.
Okay.
I like AEW. I think they're on the right track. They're certainly not losing talent like other promotions do. So.
Well, I mean, the other promotions are cutting people, and they're just signing people still.
So, well, I'm talking about,
And they have a video game in the works too.
Yes, they do. That I do know. I'm trying to remember. Hold on a second. I'll tell you who's making that. That is being made by. It does not. I'm trying to find it.
I don't think it's being made by anybody yet. It's still in the planning phases.
Well, let's see. In July, they talked about it a little bit. I think it's being made by Ukes. I think they're getting back into.
Yeah, but Ukes is supposed to be working on a New Japan game right now.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see.
Dun, 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 dun.
Dun, 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 dun. So,
I have no idea what the hell you guys are talking about.
All right, sorry.
Ooh, we can make a Star Wars wrestling game.
Yeah.
Hey.
Star Wars wrestling.
No.
We had a Star Wars fighting game.
We did. Terrace Kai. It was horrible, but yeah, we could.
I liked it.
All right. So, I think Dreadpool is his computer has officially called it a night.
Yeah.
Hey,
No,
we
Dave
need to do
was
this.
muting
That's
him
the super
like that.
coop.
So I think we need to do the same. It's almost 1 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
So Dave's got to get up in 3 hours.
Oof.
I gotta do the
Same here.
dishes first too.
You got to do what?
Dishes.
Oh, all right. So we're gonna get out of here. So,
But no, seriously. Thank you to Super Coop. He bought a shirt, like literally.
Oh, that's
as we're on
awesome.
air.
Coop,
Oh, nice.
Coop.
Hey,
There are people in this world who are
can you put
just.
it in a chat or something?
You know what? I can. Is it just straight up pro wrestling tees, or is there a?
It's prowrestlingtees.com/DD merch.
All right, hold on.
Coop, you gonna show some pictures later? I want to see. You need to show that off. Come on.
The
Just
one
like this?
Frankie bought was for
You
my.
might not be wearing any pants, but you'll be showing off that
All
shirt.
right, is that it,
Yep,
Dave?
perfect. Yep.
Okay, cool. That's right,
Frankie bought the one from my sponsors, so that's why his took forever to get there.
man. Thank you, Pong. Great show, guys. As always, such a fantastic podcast. And
So
you know,
Yeah.
Hey, look, I'm man enough to admit when I'm struggling on a week. So to see that, to see people are still. Hey, Dragonheart, I gave you. Follow me on Twitter. I'll follow you back. That's really cool, man. Thank you so much. And you know, our guys in our chat room, just I can't enough. You know, I cannot say enough good things about our chat room. Just such good people, you know.
chat's been great. Everybody's been, back and forth. Hey, we had a good turnout. People stuck with us. People came back, left, came back. Show was long enough for people to go make dinner, clean their house, whatever they had to do.
Big day exhausted.
The 3-hour tour.
Yep. So, well, I want to thank Dreadpool, even though he can't. I don't think he can hear us.
I can hear you.
Oh, you can hear me. Okay, so your
I
camera
can
is.
hear you. Yeah.
All right, so you're just frozen. All right. So, Dread and Dave, thank you guys for coming on tonight. It was great, as always.
Yeah, it's
And,
awesome to see you guys.
You know, you guys know the deal. You guys know the deal. Open invitation anytime you want. Dread actually takes us up on it, which I love, because we were serious. I don't lie when I say that. Everyone is always open. We've got some great guests that are going to come out in November, by the way. In 2 weeks, not this coming Thursday, but the following Thursday, the 6th, we're getting invaded by the Bitcast. Ainsley and Dan will be here.
Nice.
Little pre-console talk, and then looking at the 20th to grab Wilmy Hood, and I'll shore that up with him. He basically said just tell him when and he'll be here.
Nice.
And then we've got some more folks in the hopper. So we're gonna have a good winter season. So
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I'm sorry, but you just reminded me something. Clowns is gonna kill me.
why?
4 Guys with Quarters tomorrow at 12 o'clock. We're going to be interviewing Tommy Tellerico.
Oh, that's right. Tommy's on tomorrow at
Nice.
12.
Yes.
So
I completely.
man.
You
Blank
mean
out.
12:30 because he's usually late.
Well, we'll find out.
Yeah. No. Actually, he was on time. He was on time last week. He was on time when he came on last. So,
I already told Boom I had
Infinite.
to leave early. I was
Brother
like,
Infinite, buying a T-shirt now. Can't let Super Cooper be the only one. So, and speaking of clowns, hey guys, don't forget our awesome Gamers United Guild sites. Not just us, but tomorrow night. So tomorrow afternoon, 4 Guys with Quarters, one of the Gamers Guild United at 12:30. Tomorrow night at 8 o'clock, it's OEB Pete with PM in the PM. Him and Mike Garvey. The show gets better every week. So we've got Indie Gamer. So that's next Saturday, right? Not this Saturday, but next Saturday, right, Chris? You said
The Indie Game Podcast.
yeah.
It's always the first Saturday in each month. So yeah.
Okay, so 2 Saturdays from now.
Yeah.
Super Cooper, by the way, says Dave, you need hats. Sunday night, of course, is both the Amigo All Access show, which I'm a part of, with OEB Pete and some awesome guys, and great friends I've made. And then, of course, the premier Xbox podcast on YouTube, TXR. Tuesday, Four Guys with Quarters comes back on with their regular show, and then Tuesday night, hide your kids, hide your wife, grab a beer, put on your headphones, because it's time for Retro Renegades, and it's just such a fun group. You were just on Retro Renegades not too long ago, weren't you, Dread?
Yes, I was.
Yeah. So
just this week.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Part of the tour. So is that an exclusive club? It's a group of great like-minded shows and people that are promoting positivity and fun and staying away from the console war bullshit that's out there, and just doing our thing. So support. They're all in the description below. Please check out their channel, support them, and of course, please check out Dread. Dread, I'm going to add the Breaking Bread with Dread link to for your channel down in the description below as well. Gaming Beyond the Box. Really great show. I'm actually glad that Amico All Access moved to Sunday so I could actually be in the chat more, because it's a lot of fun. You and Dr. Fork and Bomber and the whole crew, Husk and everybody. It's
Lady AF.
Lady AF.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to get to know more of the people on that show. So
Don't forget Leo.
And Leo, yes,
yeah,
of course, Leonidas. So I'm trying to get to know them a lot more. But anyway, check out all those great people. And, of course, like and subscribe. We tell a friend. Dragon Heart, welcome. So glad you're with us. And some of the new folks we saw tonight, please come back. Tell a friend. Let's grow this together. So, Dave, Dread. Go ahead.
No, just real quick. Tomorrow, stay tuned. Sometime tomorrow, I'll be doing my my regular streaming, the Next Level Gaming drive-in stream theater. So I did a test mock-up last Saturday, but and my daughter's working on like a drive-in theater theme for a background on the stream. So might be playing some Black Guys. If you don't know what it is, you'll see it tomorrow. So stay tuned.
Oh yeah, we had that guy on too, the Black Ice guy.
Yeah, Garrett Cooper.
Yep, Garrett Cooper. Yeah. He was very. Yep. So they are cool, especially that new shirt. Thank you, and thank you for joining us tonight, Ryan, Brother Lance, everybody in the chat, Infinite, everybody that I missed that I didn't get a chance to chat much with tonight, and thank you guys so much. And Dragon said I'll definitely be back. Hashtag VYBEZRChill. Take that. Peace, love, life.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. Have a great week. We will see you next Thursday night at 9 p.m. And, man, play on, gamers.
Game on, guys.
Good weekend, everybody.
Oh, here I changed the...